Jeremy, none of us would have got it. So
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today with another video. And this video is none other than a video about Tory Lanez daddy. I said it's about Tory Lanez daddy and about his reaction to the verdict. And of those of y'all who don't know what verdict I'm talking about Tory Lanez guilty verdict on all 3 counts of felonious behaviors. Okay, so y'all, first and foremost, I just wanted to apologize to everybody because I know I was supposed to be here earlier this morning at around 10:30, but your boy woke up real late and I had to head back to the house and like get Michael situated and stuff like that. So it took me a minute, and I spoke to Chef Dunda on the phone for about an hour. So then I went to take a nap, and now I'm here talking to y'all. And I know another thing I also wanted to apologize about is I did not wish y'all a Merry Christmas. Okay, you guys have a belated Merry Christmas from me. I just wanted to take some time to myself yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a little rough for me because I wasn't supposed to be spending, this Christmas out here. I was supposed to be going to South Carolina, but due to unforeseen circumstances that happened in September, my friend passed. So I'm out here, on my own, rolling solo dolo and such. But the point of the period is that I hope that all of you had a Merry Christmas, that you guys are having a Happy New Year, and hug those who you love, because you never know how long they'll be here. That's the most important thing. Okay, now listen, I gotta talk to y'all about some stuff. Now I know y'all remember that Tory Lanez verdict, the verdict, right? And for those of y'all who don't know, he was found guilty, for possession of firearm. He was found guilty for, reckless firearm, behavior and such. I'm just giving you layman's terms. And he was also found guilty for possessing a gun in the vehicle. All right. Now, Mr. Tory Lanez daddy, Daddy Lanez, I guess, he said, before the verdict had came out, when we were all going through this, he was so peaceful. He was so kind to everybody. And he was saying how he just wants the justice system to play out, and how he's sorry to Megan Thee Stallion, for getting shot and, all of those things. But, he just gonna allow the justice system to play its part. This is when he thought he was going to be found innocent, of course. But obviously, after that has subsided and he got that guilty verdict, baby, we have had a whole new man that has popped out of nowhere, right? A whole new dude that has popped out and basically, showed us a whole new side. Now, what we're going to do here, like, I listened to Tory Lanez's dad, and the dad was basically saying, like, my child is a man of God. He is covered by God and everything else. And how, Rock Nation and Jay-Z was infiltrating the minds of the young. Are you not getting notifications when Jeremy goes live? Well, hit that notification. But okay, thank you for that. Thank you, because for a minute I thought you were saying you get no notification. So like, what I decided to do, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have this all wrong. Maybe Tory Lanez is a child of God. And maybe he's been making Christian music this whole time and I have not known. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna listen to the live recording of the dad freaking out and having a nervous breakdown, inside of outside of the courthouse. And then after that, what we're going to do, what we're going to do. And also, y'all, this is courtesy of Viral Vision. I also wanted to give credit where credit is due. This is Viral Vision's, recording of the live that, that was recorded. But listen, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen right here and right now. And then we're going to listen to it. And then after that, we're going to examine Tory Lanez's music, and we're going to examine his lyrics, and then we're going to see if God is anywhere in there. Okay. And because we might be wrong. Maybe he is a child of God that's being persecuted. Maybe he's the modern day Saul, Paul, Peter, and the rest of the disciples. Maybe, maybe that was him, Matthias, maybe Matthew. Okay, so what we're going to do now, like I said, we're going to listen to the father's breakdown of all of this and his explanation on why his son was found guilty of misusing a firearm to pow somebody in the foot. Okay, but listen, I'm going to share the screen. Okay, and we're going to just listen. Let's listen.
LAPD's office, tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Rock Nation, you will crumble. I am an apostle of God.
That's right.
And you will know who I am.
That's right. Say that, man. Come on, man. I feel that, bro. Real talk.
It's dirty. It's not over. God does not lose.
Never.
And even though we've come to this juncture, trust me, you will see that our God does not fail.
This is not the
I
first
know
time
that this is wickedness. This district attorney, Miss Kathy Todd, wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded
They are
and tortured the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Todd.
There were many who weren't sure about how the court case with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez would go. The big reason for that was because the trial was such a circus that it only lasted about 2 weeks. Granted, that's for the best given the holiday season.
Okay. Now wait a minute. I did not know he talking and shit through this style. I just thought it was just the recording. I ain't trying to embark on taking your shit. So let me back up off of that. So what we just seen, he basically came at Rock Nation. He basically came at all of these people. Oh, shout out to Cosmeholics Anonymous. I've been following her for years. She's one of my favorite YouTube content creators. Shout out to her. And I'm so happy that she's back. Praise God. Praise Yahweh. But anyway. So he said all of that, about Rock Nation. He wants the heavens and the earth to rain down. Tina Love, you're fucking crazy. If somebody fucking shoots me, bitch, I hope you get everything. I hope they throw the book at you. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with you? You know what? I'm not about to let y'all trigger me today. That shit sounds dumb as fuck. If somebody shoots you and they could have killed you, so if they killed you, that's when you wanted them to get the max. So your life has to be lost for you to be given justice. Y'all don't love yourselves. Y'all can't. Because anybody that shoots me, anybody that pows me, I hope you get at least 20. But for those of y'all who don't even know how the justice system works, they're not gonna give you the max. That's just saying that's the max that he could get. But unless you are just a repeat offender, they're not gonna give you a max. I guarantee he's probably gonna get 8 to 10 years with time served, probably. So let's look up some Tory Lanez lyrics, y'all. Share this tab instead. All right, let's look up some Tory Lanez lyrics. Because maybe he is saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Spirit. Okay. So, let's go to Genius. All right. We can go to Sorry for What? Bad. Okay, so let's go, let's go with Bad Bees Work at Taboo. Okay. So this is by gospel artist Tory Lanez. His dad says that he's a man of God who's been targeted because of it. So in the intro, Juicy J is basically saying, yeah, ho, yeah, ho, yeah, ho, yeah, ho. Mm. And then Tory Lanez and Juicy J are basically saying in the chorus, and I got a thing for a curly-headed chick, yeah, ho. When I'm eating out in Taboo in Miami, yeah, ho. Girl, I gotta pull up in that wide body thing. You can't park me by no range, cause I pull up with that double parking, yeah, ho. I gotta keep the fire on me in the side pocket, shouty. Got a lightsaber on me, like I'm skywalking, yeah, ho. I gotta walk inside the spot like the man tonight. Bet just catch it with their hands tight, yeah, yeah, ho. All right. So let's continue. I want to hear Tory Lanez verse. Is it just like them singing it together the whole time? Okay, so this is Tory Lanez and Juicy J's first verse. All right, so it says, yeah, hey, I could throw this dick for days. Girl, you got it. You could post the pics for days. Yeah, ho. Out of town, girl. I know you going different ways. Pretty sweet face. She got rolled deep in glaze. Yeah, ho. Hey, bitch, don't bank on me. Go to Chase. Bitch, don't touch my cheese. Go to Blaze. Someone got to call on God for the scripture. Oh, well, here's what he's talking about God, apparently. Every girl that hop inside my whip or my car, take a picture. She's feeling so free, she let the curls out. Out of the house, she finally got the girls out. Go and poke it out, shout at. Let it twirl out. Out the house, she finally got it. Yeah, ho. Okay. So now here's the second verse. Shot o'clock. A. Shot o'clock. Bitch. Shot o'clock. A. Yeah, ho. How many licks do it take to make a thotty stop? Lil Wayne Lanes tell her, lick me like a lollipop. I am doing way better than my ex, and I know them frozen nights sleeping on the chains like snow. I don't like to get mixy with your friends, I love a curly-headed bitch that meet me up alone. Yeah, ho, yeah, ho. Well, did that, I don't know. Y'all. This don't sound safe to me. But maybe we can try another song. Let's look through this is the latest album that came out in 2022. I'm reading. It's from his Sorry for What album. Okay, so let's go down. Let's go down. I don't think y'all want me to read Sorry for What. I'll move on from that. So we can go to sex songs. Okay, we can do that. All right. So it says, we started late night and ended up falling asleep on the bass line. I know you want me, yeah, but not the way that I want. You suck on my waistline, and you heard from the grapevine that I make all the bad girls horny. You say he make it rain, I make it stormy, yeah. I know you like that, but you adore me, yeah. I got your shit so hot that shit's scorching, yeah. I bury my face in it because you're so gorgeous, yeah. Effing you so good, ain't no acting cordial. Defend you, I'm effing you on the drawer, oh yeah. Pussy so good, I take you on tour, oh yeah. Choking, spitting her mouth, and she want more, oh yeah. Lay it down, effing you right. Now, what's the chorus say? Baby, you ride it. I know. Turn on. Baby, you like it. The sex songs. All of the sex songs want you beside me. Oh, ain't no way to go wrong. Cause your body exotic. There's no need to pull out. Baby, you ride it. I know. Turn on. Baby, you like it. The sex songs, all the sex songs want you beside me. Oh, ain't no way to go wrong. Cause your body exotic. There's no need to pull out. Turn on. Baby, you ride it. The sex songs. All of the sex songs want you beside me. Oh, ain't no way to go wrong because your body exotic. There's no need to pull out. Turn on. Baby, you ride it. The sex songs, all of the sex songs want you beside me. Oh, ain't no way to go wrong because your body exotic. There's no need to pull out. Let me zoom in so y'all can read these lyrics with me. I want y'all to see what I'm seeing. I want y'all to see the sanctified man who's been targeted because he's a child of God. Okay. So this is the second verse. Maybe God will make an appearance in this song somewhere. I'm not really sure. So he says, I'm serving you straight raw love. You know I'm quick to erase all of the you don't call me. No, I can't know that it's just you heard from the grapevine that how I make the girls horny. This is this just a repeat of the first verse? Okay, let me stop. I'm sucking on your waistline. She says that I sing. This dick should be a state crime. Licking that juice. I'm sorry, I put a G on it. Y'all, it's licking that juice. It's like I'm trying to chase my note. She bouncing on my bed like a bass line. Oh, I'm moving to the front. I'm trying to fuck her face. Hawk, tell me, how does that taste? So I guess this is when he spits in her mouth. Hawk, like, so that's that sound that he's making right here. Tell me you was now I ain't gonna hold you. I do like I'm not against getting my mouth spit into. Jeremy is about that life. Okay. What's this the daddy song? No, this is Tory Lanez song, but the daddy said that he's been targeted because he's a child of God. So I'm basically reading off some of his lyrics so we can, fact check to see if he's a child of God or not. Jeremy, no, now I don't be doing it with everybody. But I'm not gonna hold you like I haven't done that before. Jeremy, when the spirit moved, look, you right, Anusha, when the spirit moves, you can't hide it. But let's get back to this. Tell me, how does that taste? Tell me you was a freak. Didn't know you was that way. She whine slow, bring it up, love that way. 69 and on delay, coming in each other's face. Woo! 69 and on delay, coming in each other's face. And if we finna F, let it play, shawty. This ain't the end of it. Okay, good. Y'all, this is nasty. This is nasty. That was nasty. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the nasty songs. But at the end of the day, okay, so now we can do I'm trying to stray away from the lyrics that to me could talk about the case. Cause I'm so sick and tired of talking about the case, y'all. But I just want us to discuss so this is gonna be my last recalling of the lyrics, and then we're gonna talk about the possibility of him being that child of God that his dad said that he was. Okay, because I don't want to, somehow misguide anybody on who this man is. I just want to read off this gospel album that his dad said that he basically made. Because his dad says apparently that he's a child of God and he's been targeted for being such. So let me read it. All right. So this one is Casa Freak Hoes. Okay. So it says, she trying her hardest not she trying her hardest not to get inside her feelings when she off that Casamigos. Texting my phone at all times. Inside the morning, no, she's spooning like a free throw. Yeah. Sipping tequila all night, all night. We don't sip no more Tito. Yeah. And after the sunset, yeah, we get drunk and we fuck long till we reload. Yeah. She want to tell me I don't give her time. Anytime I'm off that Casamigos, it's reposado inside my bottle. You trying to, what is reposado? Let me look that up real quick. I don't know what that is. I don't want to give y'all false information. Reposado. Oh, that's the tequila. Okay, so he drinking tequila. She off that Casamigos and he drinking reposado tequila. Got it. It's inside my bottle. You trying to swallow? Baby girl, is you gonna deep throat? So this is obviously the wildest gospel song that I have ever heard in my life. I'm not sure if his daddy has heard about this because his dad was saying that it's Rock Nation that is assaulting the mind. You know what? Let's look at what's Jay-Z last album. Jay-Z. Let me look up some Jay-Z lyrics. Hold on. Let's look at the Jay-Z lyrics. And let's see how he's salting the mind of the youth today, because he's so evil and stuff like that. So maybe his lyrics will repeat that. So this is off track 5 of his latest album, 444. This came out 2017, so it's the latest one. So let's read it. He says, "Look, I apologize, often womanized. Took for my child to be born, to see through a woman's eyes. Took for these natural twins to believe in miracles. Took me too long for this song. I don't deserve you. I harassed you out in Paris. Please come back to Rome. You make it home. We talked for hours when you were on tour. Please pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. I said, don't embarrass me. Instead of be mine. That was my proposal for us to go steady. That was your 21st birthday. You matured faster than me. I wasn't ready. So I apologize. I seen the innocence leave your eyes. I still mourn its death. And I apologize for all the stillborns, because I wasn't present. Your body wouldn't accept it. I apologize to all the women whom I toyed with your emotions, because I was emotionless. And I apologize because at your best, you are love. And because I fall short of what I say I'm all about, your eyes leave me with the soul that your body once housed. And you stare blankly into space, thinking of all this time you wasted on all this basic shit. So I apologize. Kim Burrell started singing, I'm never gonna treat you like I should. Oh. And then he goes on to say, I apologize. Our love was once for the ages. I contained us. And all this ratchet shit, we were more expensive. Not meant to cry and die alone in these mansions or sleep with our back turned. We supposed to vacate till our backs burn. We're supposed to laugh till our heart stops. Now, I'm just trying to figure out where in this is this salt in the mind of the youth. I'm just saying, based on what I was reading, I thought I was gonna be hearing Jay-Z say, pop it, flip it, rub it down, pop it, bow. I thought I was gonna get that. So basically, Jay-Z is telling us to take care of our homes, to treat our wives and our girls better, and to treat them like they actually mean something. Don't waste time. Don't waste time, going after things that don't matter. So I'm just saying, which one of these songs sound to you like it's salting the minds of the youth? Because to me, it feels that Jay-Z's song is doing better. But, let's go back to Tory Lanez, because I could be wrong. Maybe this song would take an emotional turn. Okay? So Tory Lanez says, playing these games with my name every time you're on that Casamigo. But I know every time we get home, you're going to turn this to a freak show. It's a lot of freaky hoes in there. Want to bust down on you. Casamigos turn a Casa freak hoes. Bust down. Can you bust down? It's a lot of freak hoes in there. Want to bust down on you. Casamigos turn to Casa freak hoes. Bust down. Can you bust down? Child, It's okay. Where's like these songs are like oh God, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Jesus, have mercy, Lord. I truthfully can't. And like, so let's go back to what his daddy said. So, because I just want us to all remember how did we get to this point where we're reading off the lyrics? It's because the dad had claimed that everybody was targeting, this man because he was such a child of God, right? He was targeting him. So what I'm gonna do. So he's saying that Tory Lanez is basically a child of God, and that God is on Tory Lanez' side in this, because Tory Lanez is a disciple of the Lord. So let's continue. All right, y'all. So basically, that was that was the dad basically saying, Tory is a child of God. This is the fight for God. God is in this fight. So I just want us to read maybe just one more lyric. You know, let's just be wild. Y'all pick one of the tracks. Pick one of the tracks that y'all want me to pick next. Hello? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Okay, so yeah, I got nothing says she wants to hear Why Did I? So we can go to that one. I don't know why y'all talking about there's no sound. Y'all can't hear me? That's wild. Okay, yes, track 3. So okay, so are we doing Why Did I? Are we doing Why Did I? Is that what we doing? Okay, so Wendy said she wants to see Understands. Damn you, Jeremy. I was waiting since 10:30 and ended up being late. I'm sorry. Like, did y'all hear the video though? Y'all heard the video, right? I was muted because the video was playing, but like, did y'all hear the video? Did y'all hear the dad talking again? Did it re-jog your memory on what we were talking about? Let me know. Okay, so we got Why Did I? Okay, Why Did I? Okay, let's go here. So he said, and this is coming from gospel artist Tory Lanez, who's on God's side. He says, "Why did I bring you outside? Cash got the money, playing fives outside. Ooh, I'm sad. Shawty, you don't slide. But I wonder why did I bring you outside when it's a lot of niggas with some money outside? Yeah, hey, bitch, you don't like me in Taboo because you know all the thoughts there. I be Hialeah 826 and popping out still. So much dough, can't keep it low. You know, if I was not there, yeah. Told my bitch I went there just for pasta. But I drove in black on black McLaren like a mobster. Oh, pretty bad bitches on my roster. Down to get it popping like it's Orville Rettenbacher. How? The fuck? You gon' sober with that vodka. Stuck this dick up in her like a photo in a locker. Silk. The sheets. Oh, it didn't shock you? Praying this bitch outside, she got me. Let me go to the next verse. I hate it when you want to go out, but I know the ops there. Do. Always want to pop your shit when you know that you pop. Yeah. We at the Jamaican store. Now I can't eat my oxtails because we got to go and shit. You got on your bogus shit. Want to ride the roads because the stars like a solar shit. How you trying to go viral, but you trying to go legit. Next time you want to open up your mouth, just hold in shit. Bullet how I beat her pussy. Leave her with the swollen lips. Told this little bitch pussy tight. I call her shorty polar grip. She just want a ball with a nigga. Victor Oladipo. Talking too much got me thinking. Listen. All I'm saying is that these are bomb-ass gospel songs. That's all I'm saying. These are some really good, these are some really good gospel songs, child. His daddy must obviously be writing these in spirit scripture. So he must be the songwriter behind these, because these must be, these must be transcriptions from God, obviously. Like stuff this dick up inside her like a photo in a locker. Oh yes. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Yes. Yes, and it's definitely Jay-Z salting the minds of our youth with his trash lyrics, basically telling men to be faithful to their wives and their girlfriends, and to not waste time, and to actually take things seriously, and also admitting his wrongs that he committed when he was younger. Obviously, that's way more evil than Tory Lanez talking about busting shots in bitches' throats, coming on each other's faces, putting dick up inside her, stuffing her with some dick like a photo in a locker, and I guarantee you when he's rapping this, he might break out in tongue. I wouldn't be surprised if Tory Lanez caught the Holy Ghost from that sanctified music that his dad, so loves to hear him. So that's why I'm saying, why are we playing with God? Huh? Tory Lanez daddy? Tory Lanez daddy. Why are you playing with God? Now listen, it don't just stop here though. It don't just stop here. It get worse, because now, his dad lying on Jesus, lying on God once again. Now the dusty niggas of America, the the DOA is basically petitioning. And this came from the Holy Ghost chlamydia. Chlamydia must be the spirit that's possessing him. That must be his Holy Spirit. I don't know. But listen, Chef Don sent me some stuff while I was taking a little short nap. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about, okay? Because apparently y'all don't know that this man has been anointed by God. This is a saved, sanctified, and Holy Ghost filled man, and the Dusties are going to make sure that we know that. So let's go here. Let's share the screen, shall we? Let's share the screen, baby. All right. Jeremy, y'all going on a little trip with Jeremy. I'm taking y'all a little all over the internet, ain't I? I hope y'all brought y'all car seats, because I don't want y'all to get whiplash as I'm turning all of these corners. So I see Tory Lanez, we need an appeal ASAP. Petition attacks jury, Jay-Z, fake protection of black women. So Tory Lanez family and friends are banding together to help him avoid prison time. And they're going after the jury, the music industry, Jay-Z, and even suggesting Tory is a sacrificial lamb to do a solid for. Tory Lanez is a sacrificial lamb. So not only are they saying that this man is a child of God, but they calling Tory the modern day Jesus. Y'all didn't know, when Cora from the Tyler Perry, the Tyler Perry plays and movies and shit, when she's singing about the precious Lamb of God, she's actually singing about Tory Lanez. For those of y'all who may not have known. But let's continue, y'all. Even suggesting Tory Lanez is a sacrificial lamb to do a solid for African American women. So he's basically giving salvation to all of the African American women. He's basically giving everybody salvation that's a woman and that's black with his, with his sacrifice. Oh my God, he is so brave. My God, Tory, how do you do it? Soon after Tory was convicted for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, an online petition appeal Tory Lanez's verdict surfaced. So far, 19K people have signed on, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. The petition claims that Tory's trial was a circus of speculation, insufficient evidence, inconsistencies, and drunken memories that left us without much moral certainty of any truth. What's more, Tory fans are attacking the jury, calling them irresponsible, claiming they rushed their decision and justly found Tory guilty on all 3 charges of felony firearm accounts. The petition then lasers in on some wild claims. This case is also about branding, marketing, label heads, and the music industry that pushes narratives on who they have personally invested millions into. Could Jay-Z or Roc Nation be involved? So here we have it. It says, let me zoom in so we can see this closer, y'all, because I know it might be a little bit harder for some. All right, so it says Tory Lanez was found guilty of all charges, and it is I'm sorry. Let me read this. Let me read this in my ignorant, but I think I'm smart nigga voice who live in their mama basement. Give me a second. I'm doing my vocal exercises. Give me a second. Okay. Tory Lanez was found guilty of all charges and is a true miscarriage of justice. The state did not prove that Lanez undoubtedly committed any crimes. Reasonable doubt loomed over a 10-day trial as the prosecution was unable to show us there was not an alternative explanation of the events. A circus of speculations, insufficient evidence, and inconsistencies and drunken memories left us without moral certainty of the truth. Meanwhile, the jury selection itself may have put him in some terrible position to begin with. If the prosecution believed their victim's account, why was Tory not charged with attempted murder and kidnapping? Instead, gave lesser charges that they were unable to prove without doubt. So y'all are basically saying that y'all wanted him to be charged with attempted murder and kidnapping instead, and y'all wanted him to possibly go to jail for life. Okay, but let me continue, y'all. Instead, gave lesser charges that they could have really got him with. So y'all wanted him to get big charges like attempted murder and kidnapping, so he could get off instead of giving him charges of what he actually did, like gross negligence with a firearm. So basically you're saying, why did they not give him these real big things so he could get off instead of giving him these lesser charges that they were able to prove that he did? Okay, I got it. He now almost faces 30 years in prison and deportation. I mean, if he got charged with damn attempted murder and kidnapping, he will face more than that. Like, is that what y'all want? EJ is the only witness who gave a clear and concise testimony. We literally witnessed every other. Well, Sean Kelly gave a pretty clear and concise testimony as well. He said that he saw Tory Lanez shoot. He was not drunk. He was not intoxicated, and he was right there when it happened. EJ just told us that they were fucking for months, but I digress. We literally witnessed every other testimony filled with inconsistencies and contradictions, including a plausible suspect request full immunity and plead the fifth to not incriminate herself. Kelsey also committed perjury. So Kelsey, now they turning on you, sis. See, at first they was behind you. Now they about to be attacking you. Many said she was paid off. How is this reasonable if she said things damaging the Tory Lanez case? The lead investigator did a shoddy job of fully interviewing the one neutral witness and ignored evidence. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go to the actual document. Okay, so I'm gonna share this line. So now we're gonna get rid of TMZ. We're gonna go here because this goes down for some, for a little bit. And look at this name, Yasin Toure. Oh my God. You niggas are so y'all need help. Y'all niggas need Jesus. Like, y'all really need some help, y'all. Like, y'all niggas like got issues. Like, this is wild to me. He sat here and wrote a book. Also, y'all, can I ask y'all a question? While I'm going through all of this mental torture, have y'all liked this video? Because it's 140 y'all in here, and I know if I go, I'm heading to the likes right now. So I'm gonna give you a second as I get there to like this video, because this is not a game. I need y'all to like this video. Quit playing with me, okay? Don't be a hater, be a motivator. And in order to motivate me to continue to do this, I need y'all to like the video. I see 78 likes. That's half of y'all. We can at least get it there to 100 now. We can do it. We can do it. On the count of 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3. I go. Okay, go ahead, like the video. Go ahead. Yeah. Period. Okay, so let me look and see where we're at now. So now we're at 87. So, okay, one of y'all disliked the video now. Okay, I see. So now I guess we're at 88 likes, because I count dislikes as likes as well, because it shows some reaction. I don't have an issue with y'all disliking, and I need y'all to do something though. And y'all just can't just sit here and just watch me. Okay. So let me zoom in so we can hear more of the bullshit. Okay. All right. The lead investigator did a shoddy job of fully interviewing one of the neutral witnesses and ignored evidence that it could have been another person. They didn't even test the other potential suspects for DNA. I agree that should have happened. I definitely agree. Tory's DNA was not found on a gun. That is a lie. It was inconclusive. It was not refuted or included. They could not tell. Quit saying his DNA was not found on the gun. Y'all are putting out false statements. A female's was. That is not true as well. The man said because there was a Y chromosome, they couldn't really tell if it was a female's DNA or not, but they knew it was a DNA of 4 people. And it could have been 4 males. Y'all are sitting here trying to lie. Stop lying. Y'all are not even. You are talking about people being credible and plausible, but you can't even repeat what the damn expert said. That was on Tory's defense. He literally also said that the DNA was inconclusive. The only thing that DNA was not found on was the magazine. That was it. Y'all niggas are retarded. I'm sorry. Meg and Kelsey lied about violently fighting that night. So did Tory, because Tory was also fighting that night, according to what the defense witness said. Megan lied about being intimate, arguing in the car, and being extremely drunk. I mean, she didn't lie about being extremely drunk. I mean, she did lie about being intimate. She never lied about arguing in the car. She didn't lie about arguing in the car. She did not say that. I literally watched the interview that she did on Gayle King, and she literally said verbatim, she's like, at that point, the argument wasn't even with me anymore. It was with them. She didn't deny that there was an argument, including her. She says by the time that she was ready to walk outside of the vehicle, the argument at the time, she wasn't in it. It was between Kelsey and Tory, not her. But she never once said it. She not argued. She said literally we were all in the car arguing. She even did a song basically saying the shit that she said to Tory Lanez. You're not popping, you're just on a remix. Are y'all just completely just making up shit? My God. There is a witness that says the girl shot first. And he said, I believe the girl shot first. But he definitely let it be known that he saw Tory shoot 4 to 5 times. Man, and you saying you believe in the court, in the court of, I believe is you need a little bit more than that. You need something wet, y'all. This man is literally writing books. My God. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna challenge myself to go through with it. I'm gonna challenge myself. Maintain the same answer. Plus, Megan, the victim, lied on Gayle King on her IG lives in her interviews. She also went from stating she didn't know who did it and that her back was turned to "you shot me." Her story then progressed to that she saw him do it when she turned around. Later, that she turned her neck, seeing it from the side. Next, Kelsey admitted that her September 22 testimony was fabricated and that her text message was sent out of panic. Panic of what? What did she do? What is she asking immunity for or from? I mean, maybe she's asking for immunity because y'all are trying to pin it on her, and she's been seeing that. Maybe it was that. Meg and I have just bumped into each other that night. Sadly, the judge allowed a lot of leniency towards the prosecution. For instance, playing Kelsey's audio, even though she said she was lying at the time due to pressure from the state. No, she said no. The reason that they played that, what you're leaving out, and this is so crazy to me how these people try to manipulate information to make it one thing than the other. The reason that they played it. The reason that they played that full 80-minute recording of Kelsey's testimony in September was to prove that the prosecution did not act unjustly and did not do unethical things to make her say anything, because the defense, which was, Tory's attorney, tried to say that they pressured her to do that, and so did Kelsey. So the defense and Kelsey are now saying that, and so now at this point, their credibility is at stake, and then like their attorneys, they're not trying to get disbarred for these bitches. So what they're going to do, they're going to play the whole thing and show not only was she not pressured, but baby girl was pulling out her phone. She was calling people, verifying shit that had happened that night based on what she said. Baby, she was telling everything that she could remember. And she ended up crying, and the prosecution's up like, do you need a moment? We don't want to, we want to make sure that you're okay. She also said that she felt that she was in fear of the defense. And they said that we can give you protection. So she even came in there saying that she didn't feel that she felt, that she was feeling like, like she was in danger. And now you flipping it like, so of course that's why he allowed them to play the whole 80-minute clip, because you're not going to sit here and say that I pressured you to say anything. Girl, you came to us and said all of this. They're like, don't do that. Don't do that. The father said Sean Kelly went upstairs to meet with prosecutors and Saturday, and they're like, I doubt that. I mean, like, but Kelsey and her team was having lunch with Tory. Are we not going to talk about that, or about the fact that Kelsey does not know if Tory Lanez had anything to do with her paying for her lawyer, or the fact that anytime anything had to do with Tory Lanez that night, she said, I don't know, I don't remember. Child. Natasha, I'll let your pick me behavior. You can go ahead, sis, live your best pick me life. Okay, go ahead. So she said, panic of what did she do? For instance, Kelsey Otto, even though lying at the time, the judge also stopped the defense from questioning the detective about his DV past. I mean, how are you going to sit here? Why? What does that have to do with the case? This is about Tory Lanez shooting somebody, not about the detective slapping the shit out of his wife. That has no what are you talking about? That has nothing to do with anything. Stating that it isn't relevant, yet would let the state question Tory's entire background outside of the case to paint a scary black man image if he got on the stand. I mean, did y'all not bring up all of the men that Meg had sex with to try to paint her out like a lying hoe? So why can we not then bring up all of the shit that Tory Lanez has lied and did outside of the court? Because y'all trying to make it seem that he's like this family man who isn't violent, but he has a history of violence. So why would we not bring that up? Because it's pertinent to the case. Y'all are confused because the detective is not on this, is not getting charged with anything. Tory Lanez is. So you as Tory Lanez defense can't question the detective about what's going on in his personal life dealing with his wife because you want to try to intimidate him because Tory Lanez allegedly shot somebody. That don't make sense. Girl, Natasha, he wasn't charged for attempted murder, bitch. He was charged. He was charged for gross negligence, meaning that you could have been shooting everywhere and then possibly had ended up hitting somebody, which he did. What is wrong with y'all? Are y'all dumb? Are y'all dumb? Are y'all stupid? Y'all cannot be this dumb. They're like, it's gross negligence. Meaning that I was acting careless with a firearm. If I was shooting everywhere in the sky, around, that means that I was being grossly negligent. I don't know. Maybe y'all think he got locked up for attempted murder, but that's not what it was. It's not an actual bullet. So are you dumb? It's bullet fragments, but you are dumb. It's bullet fragments. In any type of metal and metallic pieces of a bullet that's going to be inside of somebody's foot medically, they say bullet fragments or metal fragments. That's how it's going to be. But at the end of the day, the fragments are in her foot and they've been taken out and she still has shit in her foot that they can't even get out. No telling if she has pain in her foot all the time or not. Are y'all dumb? Girl, hold on. Let me do something. Give me a second. Cause Natasha, I'm gonna help you out, sis. So you don't have to deal with any more of my stupidity. Let me excuse you about here. Okay. All right. That's probably Tory daddy girlfriend with that big ass dry ass afro. Anyway, let's continue, child. So where are we at? Megan Pete has been allowed from day one to promote a narrative without Tory being able to speak once. That's a lie. They're like, Tory Lanez definitely got a gag order placed on him later on, but before that, before it was any charges pressed, he could have came forth at any moment and said what had happened, and he did not. So let's not act like he couldn't say what he wanted. He definitely could have, and he definitely could have gotten on the stand and said something as well, but he chose not to. She campaigned in the fact that you think that it's okay for the defense to bring up a song that Kelsey wrote about Meg, but not bring up the video and the song that Tory wrote about Meg when he was chopping up a stallion's feet, allegedly. Then to me that's hypocritical. So only one person can bring up shit. But anytime we bring it up against Tory is wrong. Child, why? The unprepared prosecutor said they needed a week, knowing that the request would prevent another witness from telling a different side from Meg. Not to mention, 2 jurors got replaced midway after 8 days. Well, that's because one of them had to go to the doctors, and then the other one had COVID, I believe. That was why. After 8 days, and this is all alleged. After 8 days, most of us thought that this would end in a mistrial at most. I thought it would end in a mistrial too. What is interesting is that as of yet, no charges are being brought against Meg and Kelsey for committing perjury on the stand. The state got handed a case filled with holes and won because of an irresponsible jury, which voted to send a man away. The law says if there is any reasonable doubt, then Lord Jesus, not him trying to recite what the law says. What did you read this? The law says if there is any reasonable doubt, then it is the jury's job to declare one innocent. See, I think there's always going to be doubt in a case. There's always going to be doubt, right? But like the more, like if you could completely put so much doubt that people don't even know if it's like, if it's true what's being said, that's reasonable doubt. But because the defense witness put the gun in his hand and said that he was shooting it, that is what did him in. They brought in the defense testimony. The justice system failed him. This means they failed his son, his parents, and the people who want to believe in the justice system. This is not about if you like Meg, nor about how you feel about what happened that night. It is only about the evidence that was presented. So you're saying, like, even though he could have did it, even though he possibly did it, the fact that they were not able to find quote unquote DNA on the gun is the reason why he should be let off. But you do believe he did it. Okay, I see. It is only about the evidence that was presented. Did they prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt? Logic and an unbiased opinion says that the verdict was a miscarriage of justice. Tory Lanez's father says that this case is about wins and losses for a careless, corrupted DA's office. Many say Tory Lanez became the DA's sacrificial lamb. And a perfectly presented press release came the same day from his office. This case is also about branding, marketing, label heads in the music industry that pushes narrative based on who they have personally invested millions into. Could Jay-Z or Roc Nation be involved? The justice I want for Meg is for the full truth to come out. Then why didn't Tory get on the lane and just say the full truth? He never once said that I did not shoot this woman. He never said that. The judge, and quit acting like you want justice for this woman. You don't. You just want him to walk free. If Megan said that she wants, and how can you say the justice that you want for somebody? If Megan said that this man shot me and her justice is him going to jail, how the fuck you gonna give Megan an alternative type of justice? I just want the full truth. Didn't tell Tory to get on the damn stand, but he chose not to do that. Or the defense attorney could have took the driver's testimony and had him on the stand and had to prolong this for an additional week, but y'all chose not to because you were scared that Justin Edison would pop up and that he will also lay into an account that Kelsey gave originally in September 2022. Who really hurt Meg? Was this case taken because of political pressure to fake protect Black women? Political pressure to fake protect Black women. What does this even mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this shit mean? Like, to fake protect Black women? And then what kills me is that Tory Lanez got his daddy out here on, in front of the damn courthouse, talking about that his son is a child of God and his son is being targeted because he's a child of God. Meanwhile, Tory is rapping about eating pussy and coming on bitches' faces and bitches coming on his face. Ain't nothing God-like about Tory. Ain't nothing sanctified in there. What is wrong with y'all? Child, but listen, I need y'all to like this video. I see now it's 223 of y'all up in here. Can we please like the video? Cause this ain't no game. Like Jeremy is getting literally mentally boggled down. Also, if y'all want to donate to the channel, if y'all want to cash app a bit, if y'all want to super chat a bit, If y'all want to super sticker a bit, you can, because this is me mentally. I'm going through a lot right now. Okay, I'm going through a lot right now. Okay, so let me continue, child. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for liking the video. Let me get back into this injustice and miscarriage of. All right. So was this case taken because of a political pressure to fake protect Black women? How do you fake protect them? How does that work? What does that mean? Like, I'm saying, what does that mean? Are you just saying, do you really mean, or was this case just taken to protect Black women in spite of Black men? Is that that's what you really want to say? African Americans went along with the hashtag that didn't protect anyone and instead caused division between Black women and Black men. No, Black men created division between Black women and Black men because y'all always talking shit about them online. That's the reason. Y'all always uplifting a white or Hispanic woman and then tearing down the Black woman. Y'all stay doing that. Y'all stay loving those quote unquote exotic women, right? A trick that we so easily fall for. This petition is not to tear down nor chastise. You literally been tearing down the chastising Meg this whole time, but it is asking for our justice system to do the right thing. And an injustice for one of us is an injustice for all of us. Simply, the case against Tory Lanez deserves a more thorough investigation. Appeal his case and grant him a fair trial. Help me get the California justice system to do the right thing. Let's protect our community from injustice, baby. Baby, listen. What you won't do is like, y'all not about to waste the justice system time. That nigga locked up. He ain't getting off. Okay? He ain't getting off, baby. He locked up for life. And my Black women out here, I got something to say to you. I got something to say to you. It is time for you to divest. Now, does that mean that you need to stop dating Black men? No, it don't mean that. When I say you need to divest, I'm saying that you need to stop fighting for men who don't fight for you. You need to stop fighting for men who don't care about your hurt, who don't care about your safety, who don't care about your well-being. And this is coming from a Black man himself. I'm telling you, fight for yourself. Protect each other. Support each other, because if it's up to Black men, they're always just going to care about each other. They're not here to protect, to provide, to do any of the sort for Black women. Put y'all capes. You know what? The capes, the capes that y'all wear for the Black, to go and protect the Black men. Maybe y'all can make, some, bell bottom pants. Or y'all can make a real cute headscarf, or y'all could do like a t-shirt without no sleeves on it. You could do a lot with the cape. I heard that it's premium silk like material. You could make a coat out of it. You could make a bodycon dress, and I know a lot of y'all hoes like to wear Fashion Nova nowadays, so y'all could do that too. It's a lot y'all could do. Let Black men protect Black men. It is no reason you as a woman should get in front of a Black man as he's dealing with what he's dealing with. Let Black men protect Black men. You see what they're doing now when it's against y'all. They're protecting the shit out of him. Right? They don't need y'all to do it. Protect each other, because y'all lives are the ones that are in danger. Every 5 hours, one of y'all are getting unalived by another Black man, but y'all out here trying to protect them. Listen to me. Listen to me. And if you want to protect a Black man, just make sure that the fruits of what he's about shows that he deserves your protection. Because maybe there are Black men that need to be protected. But I'm just saying, you do not have to protect Black men just because they're Black. But you could you can make a pot holder with it. You can make some real nice winter gloves, with the cape. You could do a lot of stuff with it. It's very versatile material. So yes, y'all, I'm just saying, we could do something else with this cape besides, use it to protect Black men. Because apparently the cape ain't bulletproof. So y'all, it's not like Superman's cape. So I'm gonna need y'all to do something else with it because the bullets are piercing through the cape. Okay. An article talked about his turbulent childhood and his dad shipped him off to his mama. His mama shipped him back, but he had nowhere to go afterwards. Those parents are screaming, them parents screaming his cap. His mama has passed, so that's not his real mom. And like in that video, his mom is deceased. That's something that him and Megan had, like, you know, really bonded with, the fact that they both lost their moms, right? But you could tell his daddy wasn't around. You could tell that the daddy really mad because he got to start paying his rent with the utilities, and you know, he got to start paying his rent with the, you know, the church money again. Yep, those heifers turned against her. It's real sad though. It's real sad. It's very sad to watch. It's very sad to watch. Now look, y'all. I'ma drop this link. But I'm gonna need y'all to act like y'all got some sense. Last time y'all was cutting up and about to fist fight on the panel. I want to hear what y'all got to say about about, you know, the all of this real strong support that he's getting. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this petition for him to get a retrial. I want to hear what y'all got to say. So if you decide that you would like to come up, you are fully welcome to. If you do not feel comfortable coming up, that is fine as well. But I just want to let you know that, you know, Jeremy want to hear what you got to say. So let me do one thing. Let me pin this comment. There we go. He was suspended 100 times from different schools. Obviously, he's troubled. If I come up, I'm gaslighting all of the hip hop ninjas. Well, Too Feisty, you never come up on my channel anyway. You just talk to me on other people's channels. That's what I've realized. Too Feisty. You don't come up on this channel. What's up, Ajoba? How you doing? Every single time, like, you know, Too Feisty come over here. She just want to be in the comment section. But let this be somebody else's panel. Let this be Proper Thigh channel or Chef channel. You popping up, even if it's 11 o'clock at night, huh? Never denial. His karma was bound to come. Yes, I agree. Child, the only one I care about is my brother, and he was raised by our grandma, so he has some sense. I wish he would do some effery like this. I do too. It is a call out. I'm calling her out because I noticed this. She even came, like, she hopped on a panel one time to come at me about what was going on the panel that she did not participate on my channel. I was like, now when you could have came up and said your piece. Tory was winning, but Sean Kelly blows Tory case up. Exactly, because he put the gun in Tory's hands. Like, how you gonna argue with your own witness that you called forth? How you gonna do that? Like, how you gonna do that? Yeah, like, that's, you know, Tory Lanez had did that live, and he basically had admitted that they trauma bonded. And I believe that's how the sexual relationship began, because I believe that, like, they were, like, you know, bonding over the fact that, you know, Megan had just lost her mom about a year ago before this had happened. And, you know, she was still going through all of it. This is when she was drinking heavily. She was surrounded by a lot of people, and you could tell she was just trying to ease the pain. And, you know, when you're in that vulnerable state, somebody who has, like, no good intentions and they see you vulnerable, they can do anything, including get you open up physically to do something sexual. Like, I can understand what he was saying. What's up, Feisty?
You know, I don't appreciate, nor do I like my edges being tugged at. I'm not fond of it at all.
I mean, when they deserve a good tugging, I gotta give.
Now they ain't gonna come off, baby, because they blessed by the Lord, but I don't like them being tugged at.
Well, sis, you definitely deserve that tug.
Jeremy, you know I love you, but I'm not arguing with child support court experts. I'm not going back and forth with them.
I mean, but you could still just give it like come up and give your opinion. Like with like isn't the whole point of being on the internet to hear different perspectives? Like if we just all came on the panel and said the same thing, we would sound like a whole bunch of millimeters, right?
Jeremy, I've already told you I don't like my edges being tugged at.
I'm just saying, like we all here to hear different perspective. You don't have to argue with anybody. You can say your part. You could have a really good exchange. One thing I respect about Monique is that regardless if she does not agree or not, she would listen to you and completely not care about anything you have to say and continue to think wrong as much as she wants.
Because I had to get on her. I had to tap on her a couple times because I've told her as a show enough intern, she backed that first day, she backed down too quick. What she said, she had a headache, she had to go. She was tired. I was like, no, even when you loud and wrong, you got to stand firm in it.
She does. I'll give that to her.
I had to give her some act right though. I had to get on her. After that, I see she started standing a little firmer. But before then, she was like, I can't do this no more.
Bring that back. Bring it back.
Well, since I'm here, I came to say that I think Megan is a threat and a disruption to the system in the hip hop community that allows and rewards these men to be abusively violent towards women. You can literally put your hands on a woman in public and nothing happens to you. You may even be rewarded for it. Shout out to Dr. Dre. And what they cannot do is let these girls think that they're going to start holding them accountable. We can't have that. So we got to put a stop to her now before these other girls get these ideas in their head.
Right.
I think it's less about Tory and more about that.
That's what I've been saying. Like now they're scared because they're like, wow, we could really be held accountable for beating and just like abusing women. Oh no, what like how are we gonna live now without abusing them?
The entire foundation of hip hop is dependent upon it. And like I said, they have literally rewarded these men for doing this. Nobody's ever gone to jail. And if they do, they throw them a welcome home party as soon as they get out. It don't matter what they went to jail for. Shout out to Mystical. They love when he get out of jail. They'll put him right back on tour and let him make some money.
Well, he ain't getting out no more.
Ain't no cancel culture in hip hop. So yeah, I know y'all think Tory was chart topping. Somebody said in the chat just a few minutes ago, he's award winning. I know he went number 1 in New Zealand and all that other stuff, but in reality,
Uganda.
All these gatekeepers don't care about him. They never saw it for him.
He went number 1 in Uganda. You got to get it right. DJ, thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. But continue with
big in Uganda. Huge in Uganda. But they don't care about him. The Joe Buddens, they don't care about him. It's about, dang, could it be me next? Because notice how we've been taking down these niggas' idols one by one. We've got Bill. We got Robert. Now y'all getting Tory, or y'all trickling y'all way to hip hop?
But the thing was like that wasn't even their idol. They wasn't even listening to his music like that until he shot somebody.
Yes,
that's the weird thing.
They listening to it. I need to see the streaming numbers because the way y'all caping for him online, he should be diamond right now. He should be diamond. I need to see them streaming numbers. While he's eating his Christmas dinner in the LA County jail system, I needed to know y'all was streaming his music on repeat yesterday at the Christmas dinners.
I mean, but it's kind of hard, to do all of that when he's basically only talking about coming on each other's face and
sticking stuff,
stuffing dick up inside you like a locker. I mean, it was a good church song. I would have rather heard CeCe Winans sing it, or maybe Mahalia Jackson. But like I didn't like it coming from him. Maybe if I had heard it, maybe from Kirk Franklin or so, maybe Kiki Sheard or maybe the Clark sisters, if they had sung it, I would have liked it a little bit more. But I couldn't get with it. I don't like.
I had heard through the grapevine that he was singing, rapping about that Jamal Bryant loves it. It's a hit at his house.
Oh yes, I could definitely see that.
It's a hit down at the New Birth.
No brotherhood idolizing Tory. We just want a fair trial. No, the fuck y'all don't.
Okay.
No, y'all don't.
That's cute. The
Y'all
people are
don't
living
y'all don't want a fair trial, because the moment that y'all had to prove y'all innocence, all y'all did was say that Megan fucked a lot of niggas and that she a hoe. That's it. Like, that was the argument for the defense. Never once did the defense ever say Tory Lanez did not shoot this woman. Tory Lanez is in it. They never said that. They just said that it could have been Kelsey. He could have been wrestling the gun. It could have been. And Megan is a slut. That's to me what I heard.
He didn't get on the stand. He opted not to get on the stand. The judge made sure he understood that it was his choice and he chose not to. He also told his other witness not to come. The driver, right? Yeah, they decided not to put him on the stand. There were a lot of choices that they made.
Yeah, and like when the driver came, they could have extended this another week so we could hear his testimony. But you want to know why they didn't do that? Is because I feel that they knew that Justin Edison was going to be coming later on in that week too, because they were only able to keep him under wraps for so long because they paid him more probably, which is why Megan Thee Stallion has now unfollowed him after he failed to show up in court and testify to stuff that he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because
I ain't gonna get on stand in line, say it or say something different than what actually happened, but I'm gonna just have a reason to not show up. Yeah, okay, whatever. You know, Jeremy, you and I had a few back and forths during this time, and I don't know if it was being recorded at all, if they just weren't letting the press record what was happening up in there. I'm really hoping we get some type of video evidence of what actually took place in the courtroom during the trial, but my spirit, my discernment has never strayed me far, steered me wrong. I really feel like the defense was looking like a complete circus in there. And my suspicions were slightly confirmed when Megan kind of reported that when they gave the jury the evidence to take back into jury deliberations, the prosecution had given them like 40 something pieces of evidence and Kelsey's testimony from September, and the defense gave them a handful of evidence, mostly stuff printed out from Instagram. And I was like, this is the defense you paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Typically big cases like this, whether it's a winning or a losing trial, for example, the lawyer who defended Bill Cosby, that Black woman that was making all those statements, her business expanded and boomed during it. Even though he obviously got convicted, her, like I said, it was an opportunity for her to promote herself, and now she gets all kind of clients turning people away. So like I said, we all know what happened with Johnny Cochran. I don't see them capitalizing off of being his attorneys, because I don't think they ever gave a strong defense. I don't know what the legal strategy was, but it always came across as bad to me. So that's why when we were going back and forth, I was like, are we reading the same things? Like, are we getting this information from the same sources? Because I never thought they were doing a good job. And I never thought, like, I wasn't 100% on I wasn't 100% comfortable with what the prosecution was doing. I don't think they should have put Kelsey on the stand. I don't think she was a reliable witness. I felt like that was a blunder.
Olivia Pope, I'm gonna need you to like back up off of Prosperity. She can yell if she want to. Thank you.
Wow. Not y'all being mad because people put stuff in caps.
I'm saying, if she want to yell, she can.
Oh.
She has my permission.
But the defense, like, y'all were way too reliant upon what happened. Why was y'all so adamant about bringing Kylie Jenner in? What happened at that party had nothing to do with somebody brandishing a weapon and shooting it at that girl's direction. That has absolutely nothing to do with what happened prior to what took place in that truck when they were driving down that street. Kylie Jenner was supposed to come in and do what? Confirm that you were flirting with him? I don't get it. Or that, no, I'm wrong. It was to confirm that she's some type of volatile drunk. That's what it was. They wanted to make her out to be some volatile, angry drunk so that they could victimize him and remove her victimhood and put it on him. But it wasn't relevant because at the end of the day, he didn't get shot. She did.
Right.
I never fully understood what the defense was doing. And I joked once and was like, what if this is a money grab? Because obviously his money, we all know that they don't really make that much money in the music industry, especially through streams. What if this was a money grab? So while he's in jail, he could sue them for what is it, vexatious litigation or something like that? When
Girl,
you sue
I
your
don't know
lawyers for
what
giving
that
you a
means.
bad defense.
Girl, you know I don't know what that means.
It's a specific name for it when you can sue your lawyers if they try your case incorrectly. But I was like, what if this is a money grab so that he can make some money while he's in jail? Either way, though, the defense was a joke. It
And
was
can I-
all a joke. They were way too reliant on the wrong thing. And when the opportunity came, you didn't even get on the stand and just outright say you didn't do it. Or you chose not to bring your one witness in that was actually there, that didn't have amnesia or didn't want to plead the fourth.
The fourth, I'm there.
That's what she said.
Yes, she did, child.
I'm trying to understand. And I'm wondering too what this sentencing is getting ready to look like, because typically when these guys have court cases coming up and they're known for being like crazy or violent, they all of a sudden start going to the Boys and Girls Club. You see them serving soup at the soup kitchen. You see them making collaborations with gospel artists and all this other stuff, right? Y'all remember when R. Kelly started putting out "Step in the Name of Love"? And
I love that song.
What was the other song he had? "You Saved Me" or something like that. Remember when T.I. had that gun charge coming up and all of a sudden his music started? He wasn't a rubber band man on tracks no more. He was doing collaborations with Rihanna, talking about changing his life and, all this other stuff. Typically they do that so they can get the minimum sentence so that the judges won't be too harsh on sentencing. But Tory, in his arrogance and pride, chose to harass this girl and piss off the judge several times throughout the entire case. Ended up getting no house arrest because he was doing too much, and then fooling around with lack of academics. He was even filtering stuff out of the courtroom that was supposed to be private and giving it to him. And God knows he's so dumb, he was giving the incorrect information. I don't know what his sentencing is getting ready to look like, because part of me suspects that they're not going to be harsh on sentencing, but he pissed off this judge several times. He pissed the judge off incredibly. So he might get the max, y'all. He might.
Well, one of that gross negligence with a firearm and his enhancement charge. So I think that he's going to get 10 years. Me personally, I think he's going to get 10 years.
For that one charge, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, that hair gonna be gone by the time he get out.
That hair already
it's already leaving now.
It was already gone by the time that he left. By the time that he had left the courthouse, it was a trail. It was a trail of hair plugs.
It was a whisper of a line.
Yeah. Did you see that like that? I was like, what type of hairline does his daddy have?
The one I seen the sketch where it was just bald in the back and she drew that one harsh line across the front.
Like it was like some type of shaded line. I was like, what? Like, what's going on?
The dad has to answer for his crimes too.
Does he?
Y'all pulled them kids out of school the week before Christmas vacation, and everybody know that's one of the most lit weeks since elementary school. That is Christmas parties. That is movie day. Because speaking as a former teacher, we ain't doing no work that last week. We trying to get them reading, running records together. We trying to get these grades put in. We trying to clean out our classrooms, because typically when the kids go on vacation, that's when they come in and either paint, wax the floors, or whatever. We trying to get the classroom straightened up. We ain't doing no work that last week. So you pulled them out during pizza party, Christmas cupcakes, movie day, popcorn. You pulled them out through all the Christmas activities to come out there and yell about Rock Nation. He needs to answer for his crimes.
I mean, if you wanted to come up and speak your piece, Derek G, you can. Like, instead of being in the comments complaining about what she's saying, like, go, like, come on and like say what you got to say. If
Please
you
do,
feel
'cause I
some type of
promise
way,
you,
like y'all just be in the like in the comment, like, what, like, bro.
I really want you to know that his scrotum does not taste the way you think it does.
What?
It more than likely doesn't. I know y'all want to put it in your mouth so bad, but it doesn't taste this. I wish y'all would just go ahead and ask him for permission to just put it in your mouth.
Hi guys, cool content. Can y'all discuss how he hasn't been his sentencing is set for January 27th.
See,
He's definitely not going to be getting probation.
Child support court experts.
They tried
It never happens the same day as the verdict.
They tried to give him a plea deal in the beginning, remember? For him to only do a year. And he didn't take it.
I don't know if y'all watch SVU. Maybe y'all should start watching it, but I promise y'all the verdict never happens the same day as the sentencing. Never. And it's also a holiday weekend.
Yeah, and like because what they're gonna have to do, they're gonna have to go over the guidelines. They're gonna have to go over the guidelines of the sentencing, and the defense and the prosecution are gonna have to argue their points on how many years he should get, and then the judge is gonna have to give him those certain amount of years based on what he feels, what he deems is is right. But one of the counts that he was charged with is an enhancement count that does give you more time. So I say I would be shocked if he got anything more than 10 years, but I do think it's either going to be 10 years or less.
And they also have to have time to petition to the court to be lenient with sentencing as well. That takes time. You can't just do it all on the same day. It just don't work like that, y'all. I know in the family court system, you do everything all in one because they got to hurry up and get y'all out of there, but this is criminal. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've been acting like Danielle Speaks. They've been acting, not Danielle Speaks, excuse me, Olivia Pope. They've been acting like they've been Annalise Keaton and Perry Mason and Murder, She Wrote all this time. Been loud and wrong. I gotta let them know what time it is. Y'all watching the wrong shows. Y'all don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild to me.
I'm wondering how that's going to go because, like I said, typically I would suspect that the judges would be lenient because anytime. Well, Tory, I don't think Tory got all that much money, to be honest. I really am curious as to who paid for this defense, and he definitely has not had much money coming in. But typically, when you're an affluent person, despite the verdict, these judges are very lenient. However, what was the lady's name? She shot the guy in his apartment. The white woman that shot the guy in his apartment, Amber something. She got found guilty, but the judge was so lenient on her sentence. It was like, y'all might as well have let her go.
What did she get charged with?
This was the shooting when that white woman walked into the wrong apartment and killed a black man and said that she thought it was her apartment and he was breaking in, or he had broken in. She'd gotten found guilty. This was the one where she had hugged, the judge hugged her after the verdict.
I mean, that's the only, like, he gave her that light of a sentence because the family themselves was acting like, they loved her.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Typically, these judges are very lenient. Like, this is when you come and say how you're such a big part of your community. And, you have all of these people who are relying upon you and all these good things you've done. You have all these character witness statements that people write in. They have to have time to accumulate that information. It's my point in bringing that up. Right. So, yeah, it don't happen the same day. I'm just wondering how it's going to go for him because typically artists and famous people in this position, they start preparing themselves for a guilty verdict and they start trying to change the perception that people have of them in the media. Like I said, they start volunteering. You start seeing them do more charity work and all this other stuff. He has not done any of that. If anything, he was gaslighting and harassing her, chopping the legs off in the video, showing up to Rolling Loud. Like the judge, he pissed the judge off so much, the judge put him on house arrest.
Yes.
So and how is it going to go for him is my point.
I think, like I said, he's going to get 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. Just me personally. But I definitely don't think that the prosecution is going to try to get him anything less than 10. Mm-hmm. Like, they're definitely going to be fighting that he needs to be in there longer, and the defense are going to be trying to shorten his sentence and all of that other stuff. But, who knows how this is gonna go? But like at the end of the day, he's been convicted, and now Meg gets the justice that she wanted, that she deserves, and I'm happy with that. You know, I'm real happy with that.
I don't think she's going to get the justice that she deserves.
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah,
Like that,
we-
you just came,
I'm
you
gonna
came in
write
here,
you.
man.
At least say hello, Jeremy.
I'm right. He's like, she said,
This is my first time using this, so I'm familiar.
oh,
Yeah,
like, baby, you
that's
came in
good.
here like you came in here on a bullhorn. I hear you. Go ahead.
The reason why I say that is because her career has already taken a hit as far as in the public eye. What a lot of people don't realize is that those charges do fit what Tory was doing. And everybody keep yelling about the DNA on the gun. If you know anything about forensics, you know that it's kind of hard to pull DNA off of a gun. That's why they go by the GSR. I agree with everything that the young lady was saying, and pretty much what you are saying. The only winner, if you had to call a winner here in this case, was Kelsey. Kelsey knew that Tory was going to throw her up under the bus. And I felt embarrassed watching his father out there yelling, blaming everybody but his son. He got himself in this situation. You're a felon already. You're carrying a gun and you're not supposed to as a felon.
And you're not even a U.S. citizen.
That too. You're not a U.S. citizen. And then while you are awaiting trial on probation, you still committing more crime?
Mhm.
And people want to support this? This is who you want to uphold and put on a pedestal? Really?
Yeah. You know, one thing, the hetero black man love is a good old, like violent, angry black man who likes to beat on people. They love that. That's the more, that is a form of masculinity for them.
It's a toxic masculinity. It's not, I can't even call it masculinity. But I'm just going to say this. I have a son who's in jail. Now, if my son had to listen to what I told him when I told him about not hanging around with so-and-so, he wouldn't be where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, the other person is the one who actually committed the crime, but you was with him. So you going too. I'm not one of those parents that I'm just going to put blinders on. True, I'm going to support my son the best way I can. When we out there in public, yeah, I'm going to support you. But I would have never done what Tory's father have done. You should have went and took yourself and got in the car. For you to have those children in the courtroom tells me a lot about who you are. You didn't care about those children. You didn't care that they were going to be traumatized. Nothing. You only care about yourself. That's the reason why Kelsey came up in there talking about, I want immunity. She knew that he was going to throw her up under the bus.
I believe it was all a part of their plan. I believe what they did, they got to Kelsey and they said, we'll blame it on you, but you just ask for immunity first and you won't be charged with anything in the case, which is why the defense kept on making it a point to say, you can't be charged with anything in this case. You have immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, like, so she threw the prosecution's case. Well, she tried, and she basically said she didn't know anything. I don't recall. I don't know, which is coincidentally everything that you need to say to avoid perjury. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they were able to blame it on Kelsey after Kelsey had been and left Los Angeles at this point and didn't really get into saying that it was her. Now she can't be charged. So at this point, they wanted it to be placed on Kelsey, taken off of Tory. So now no one going to jail. It would have been a win-win for everybody.
But that was Kelsey's way of getting back at Meg.
Yep.
That was straight get back.
Yep.
that was petty, and that's going to actually hurt her in the long run.
It will.
Now, if anybody believe in karma or anything, that's going to hurt her in the long run.
Because now the Tory Lanez fans and the Megan Thee Stallion fans hate her.
Yeah.
Because now they feel that Tory Lanez, like now they feel like Tory Lanez is like, you know, is in the place that Kelsey should be.
Yeah.
And you know, Megan Thee Stallion fans that Kelsey think that Kelsey is a liar who tried to, you know, get Tory off.
I said this yesterday. I didn't know why she was posting photos and of her and her family. I thought it was stupid. I don't think she understands the type of harassment that she's opened the door to, because the people can no longer deny this girl got shot. There are some naysayers that still think that it's Megan's fault that she got shot. However, it can't be denied anymore. If anything, now it's turned from she didn't get shot, she's lying, to you did it, not him. So you have two different parties coming your way now. She does not understand the level of harassment she's getting ready to encounter. Girl, this is not. First of all, we only know you because of the situation and because you were clinging so close to Meg. I know the people like to say, shout out to Marquita, that Kelsey was that girl. She was not. You need to go back into obscurity. That is the best and safest choice for you. Because there's some nut jobs out here that really think you should be in prison and not him.
But look at this. Now, you claim that Meg then slept with other guys who you done been with, but you still her friend. Now, I don't know. I may be older than all of y'all on this panel, but we have girl code. I don't fool with anybody who my homegirl done been talking to or whatever. And if my homegirl had messed with somebody I was with, we would never be friends. For you to continue to hang around with this girl tells me something about your character.
Yeah, because when you're broke and a loser and you have wide hips and a sloppy body, and your best friend is a world-renowned rapper who's touring all over America and like offering you a chance to work with her, you're gonna take it.
I think they were sleeping with Kelsey to get the Meg.
That's what I said.
To be in their little their bubble. I think a lot of these guys, because we all know how Megan came in like a meteor. Beautiful, natural body. And this is not me surgery shaming or anything. I'm just saying that was a plus to those type of men. She was a fresh face in the industry, and she was a fun girl. These men were coming in hot on her, and I think she was blocking. I think she friend zoned Tory, and they was using Kelsey to get to Megan.
Can I just say, finally, the holiday negatives are over. Like, y'all, I don't know what it was about the like December and like as we were approaching Christmas, but my views were down, baby. Like they were down. I was fighting to be heard. So I'm surprised, like, this is how much I expected, you know, people to be here every single time I made a video about something dealing with this. But like, I just want to say I'm really grateful for that. But continue. I'm sorry.
Chicken salad, because I can. I was eating when he told me to come up here and call me out. If you don't like it, click off. You see me muting.
Can y'all not argue with comment section?
I will say this too. People then got distracted over when you're on a jury, you're instructed. It's not about your feelings. Whether you didn't like what Meg did with her friend and all that other stuff, the lies that Meg told had nothing to do with the evidence. Nothing. The fact of the matter is, Tory was shooting recklessly. Bullets that go up got to come down. Not only did he endanger the people who he was with, he endangered everybody in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
No one is thinking or saying anything about that. A child could have been hurt. You are out here, and he just as messy. Back where I'm from, we call them bands. And that's called bitch ass ninjas. You out here. Now, if you hitting both girls, why are you opening your mouth, running your mouth about it? To start some mess because you mad.
Mm-hmm.
Your feelings are hurt. That lack of judgment right there is going to cost him. He is facing 22 years, and yes, he could get, like you said, about 10 years, because what they're going to factor in is his past criminal history.
And his
You know,
family, and if he has a family, is he a repeat offender? All of those things are going to take account.
Which he's already shown that he is. And let's just face it, you're taking up resources. When they go to put him in jail, they're taking up resources, and you're not even a citizen here.
Hmm.
So yes, he deserved to go to jail. His dad need to sit down, because Jay-Z and Beyonce and them were not in the car. And from Tory Lanez IG, where he said that they called him to told him to be quiet, maybe you should have took that advice. Because it seems like here, you running your mouth is what got you further in trouble. That girl was trying to protect you, but you kept on and kept on and kept on, trying to prove to other men, whatever it is, you kept on and kept on to finally, and it was the state that picked it up. That girl did not press them charges. The state can pick up charges when they want to, even if the victim does not participate. So everybody's blaming Megan for something that you really need to put the blame where it belongs, on Tory. Tory kept running his mouth. Then you got your friends out here. Now y'all making songs about her, making fun of her. I would have been tired of that too, and wouldn't have gave not 2 dead flies about him.
Guarantee you Drake, I'm gonna make another song now.
That's all I got to say about that. He dug his own, and you can see where he get that from, by his daddy out there yelling like a maniac. I was embarrassed. Straight embarrassed. I felt bad, and he doesn't realize that all he's doing is making it worse for his son when it comes time for sentencing.
I have a question. What do you guys think about most of these publications being quiet until after the verdict came down? 'Cause somebody called out Essence, and I thought they had a valid point.
I think that they should have been quiet. To me, that would have been the safest thing. There's a lot of people that should have been quiet until after this verdict.
But sometimes being safe ain't always it. What about loving on this girl when she needed it? What about throwing support behind her when she didn't want to be here no more? Because people was coming at her from all sides. Yes.
I didn't know that was you this whole time.
Sometimes silence is complicity.
And also, sometimes people don't realize that where they're getting their information from, these people are summing up. The jury is in there the whole time.
Mm.
There are things that they're hearing that we're not even aware of.
Megan,
people act like he got charged with attempted murder. He did not get charged with attempted murder. Look at those charges.
Well, he should have, because he could have. What if them bullets wouldn't have went to her feet?
I agree. But he didn't. But people are acting like he got charged with attempted murder. He did not. They went with the charges that they knew could stick, that they actually could prove, and they proved them. It don't matter what they lied about. When you're looking at facts, and for people to sit up here and take up for this man the way that they are with his character says a lot about you.
Did y'all see LeBron James bumping Tory Lanez music
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't like
like
him.
that had happened months ago.
Oh, that was months ago.
It was in the fall, but yeah,
Well, I still don't like him though. I don't like him.
it's quite a few people that went out of their way to between what this is the
To
thing.
taunt her. They were
Yeah.
taunting her.
I don't. First of all, I don't trust most blogs that have the word tea nor shade in the name. Apply that where you feel. I typically prefer people with a resume behind them and traditional media outlets when it comes to certain things. However, I do think in terms this is the issue. Now that the verdict has come down, Essence got called out because they put up a picture of Meg with like an aha look on her face and was like, yeah, that's right, Meg, or something like that, like kind of congratulating her. And what the person who called them out was basically saying, it was like, as a legendary, as a long-standing publication for Black women, now coming out with the meme after being silent most of the time, or at least giving an unbiased reporting of what was happening in the courtroom, it's not support. That is what the person was saying, and I'm inclined to agree with them. Now you guys are posting meme on your social media and doing things like that. That's not supporting Meg. Support would have been, having people, go with her to the courtroom. It really, Tory had his family there. That girl ain't had nobody walking with her in the courtroom.
Nope.
And that's really, I mean, we've talked about this, right? It's really depressing just to think about the fact that going through something this, big and traumatizing, she didn't have really anybody that she could really truly turn to.
And then
Yeah.
most of the Black people that was in the court it seemed like they was against her.
Can I say one more thing though, T, for you guys? Can y'all please like the video? It's now 307 of y'all in here.
Oh, he done.
I can stop talking until we get them likes up.
Like it would be really amazing if y'all did that. Like because at the end of the day, it's supporting Black business. That's what it's all about. Like this is the Black business. Like this is.
But they don't know, Jeremy. If they want to do that, they so confused these days. Hit the damn
Jeremy
like button.
Good content out here. Go on and subscribe and please
hit the like button and the cash app.
Jeremy work hard. He stay up late and he get up early giving us content.
Yeah, like if you want hits that stick like grits, tune into the channel and like the video and subscribe because every live hit different.
Hit that bell too.
Because Monique ain't gave him his money yet, so can we get these likes up?
I mean, I
want to thank you because so many times as I'm scrolling through my YouTube and I see coverage on this, and when I click on it, it is so negative against women in general. So negative. It makes me wonder, do men really like women?
Most of them don't.
And I am so glad when I clicked on to you. And at first you was talking about what women need to do, quit supporting men like this all blindly and stuff. And I agreed with what you were saying. And I was glad that you wasn't so negative about women in general.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Aubrey, do you want to come up here? Let the people know who you are. Actually, Aubrey, I want them to hear what you got to say too. I've not seen you in a while as well, Aubrey. Like Miss Aubrey, Miss Aubrey is one of the people who kind of helped me start my YouTube channel. It gave me a space where I could kind of showcase my personality. Like I love to hear what she can go off, y'all. She from Detroit.
I think that if I go on a date with somebody, I want to ask their opinion of how they feel about this case. That'll tell me something about the kind of man
try to put it in the repertoire. Put it in the repertoire. Those are the questions you need to know.
And that's what, because what I've been hearing has been very disheartening. And I have never dated outside of my race. But it makes me look at things very different with what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I've been almost telling women that. I swear, it's been on the tip of my tongue, child. If you can't find it at home, sometimes you got to go abroad. Sometimes you might have
But
to go.
I understand it, but I love my own so much.
I do
love
too.
my
I said I
own so
almost.
much
I said
that
it on the
it's
tip of my
like
tongue.
I can't continue to deal with the toxicity and the lack of accountability and the toxic, so-called toxic, the toxic masculinity. It's not real masculinity. And
It's the women also. These
and
pick me and these
that's
male
sad.
identified as women who are trauma bonding with people and trauma bond, and they so used to them having to be whooped down and beat down and letting it be okay and letting it slide that they like, what's the big deal? He only shot her in her feet. Like, what is wrong with y'all? This lady shouldn't have been pow at all. It shouldn't have happened. What if it wasn't her feet? And then you got to go through this alone by yourself with millions of people calling you all types of hoes, and you less than a person because you said you didn't sleep with the little leprechaun that nobody want to say they slept with. You got to be out here for clout if you say you slept with Tory Lanez. And sidebar, didn't that look like his father? If his father headbutt you, it would hurt. All I could see was how that man looked like he had a brick in his head. I swear I had to say that. I swear it looked like it hurt if he headbutt you. And him and Tory Lanez have the same hairline. They got all the hair. They got the little dark line around the edge, and everything else just get thin, just stands out. Like that's his. Tory got his father's head. If he ain't got nothing else from his daddy, he got his head and his height.
And probably the same attitude. I mean, I can
You can
definitely, with
tell,
the
but
way
do
his
you
father
know?
was acting, I was like, so this is where he gets this from.
But do you know they say the father put this man out at 15?
15?
15. And this man was going around from family to family, grandma, aunts, uncle, everybody, because daddy didn't feel like he could deal with him. But daddy was out here supposed to have been a preacher and preaching and pouring into everybody else's kids, but he didn't have enough time to pour into his own. And now the day that your son finally gets called out for everything that he has been doing up to this point, now you want to talk about the injustice of the U.S. United States judicial system. Go your ass back to
He said
Canada,
he's
and
the
you should have
father
told
to
your son to stay
thousands.
there too. And
Oh,
maybe he wouldn't have got found guilty. That's on you, sir.
Mhm.
Y'all
he
want to
said
not be
he
in
was
y'all
the
kids'
father to
life since
thousands.
birth,
Don't
and
forget
then you
about
want
Wait,
to stop.
you guys,
Child.
So actually Aubrey is up here. I want to hear what you got to say, Aubrey.
Hi. Hey Jeremy. Hey
Hey,
everybody.
how you doing?
I'm great and happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa, belated Merry Christmas, and on into the Happy New Year. I want to make this real quick. Jeremy, you already know how I feel about dating outside of one's race.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with black men. I love black men. My father was a black man. My son is a black man. I love black people just like everybody else. But what I never have understood about black women is why they got that struggle love thing going, and they always talking about can't date outside my race. Can't date outside my race. I'm pro-black, blah, 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 blah. And yet studies show that educated black men, successful black men, ball players, TV news journalists, are dating outside and marrying outside of their race. So
Thank
black women,
you.
please wake up. Please wake up. Okay? You are not stuck with just dating inside of your race. Doesn't mean you don't love your race. And quit allowing black men to race shame you. And the same guy that's race shaming you at home, he got a white wife and biracial children. That's all I got to say. Love you guys. Peace out.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Aubrey.
you.
Bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
Thank you for
They
coming.
damn sure don't care about us. So why do we keep caring about them?
Oh, y'all, I love my Ashley Aubrey. I don't know. I cannot wait to hopefully we do Ready to Love reviews this upcoming season. I really want to do that with her.
I gotta
But
go subscribe.
continue what y'all gotta say. I'm sorry.
I just was tripping with him saying, he's a father to thousands. Or maybe
couldn't
you need to
father
focus
one.
on your own.
Maybe that's why he kicked his son out at 15, because he was too busy fathering other people that ain't his.
That is. And don't forget, he got to father his wife as well because she looked like she around the same age as his son.
Yeah. She was crying. She was crying the hardest. I was like, lady, you just met him last year. What are you talking about?
But
They just got
remember
married last year.
remember a couple of days before the verdict, they was all coming from her little IG photo shoots and late and talking, and it was all willy-nilly going in the courtroom because they thought they had it in the bag. What happened to that? What happened to that?
No, they thought they had it in the back because they was too cocky. And I feel like the defense, for one, I feel like the prosecution did a very shoddy job.
Yes,
They really did.
Lord.
Okay,
Somebody
so
need to be fired.
So y'all, they're asking me to, Jeremy, look up how his daddy is a scammer. What's his daddy name? Because I don't know it.
Sunstar. That's what they had in the
Sunstar?
publication. Yes, Sunstar Peterson.
Sunstar Peterson. Okay. Let me see.
And I do think that with the defense, see, defense be selling that stuff, talking about you're innocent until proven guilty, unless you are a person of color. Then it's you're guilty until proven innocent. When you're defending someone of color, you got to do things a little different. I do not agree. I do agree with not putting Tory on the stand, because they would have brought up, the prosecution would have brought up his history
and his music,
criminal record. So it definitely was the good choice. But what the defense did not do was prove that he did not shoot her.
They couldn't wait to bring his music into play
there and said, yeah, he went shooting. How do we know it's not one of the bullets that came down and ricocheted or something? We don't know. But since you was a part of it, you got charged.
That's the reason he was convicted, because he actually had the gun in his hand and he actually shot the gun. Mm-hmm. And it's not up to the jury to say, did his bullets hit her, or you had the gun in your hand and you shot bullets. You're guilty. Oh. We're not gonna go out here and be doing, that's your defense, dum dum.
Okay, so I see what y'all are saying. So wait, give me a second.
Can I say one thing about Megan Cuniff? She need a Pulitzer. She need a Pulitzer for this trial, because she gave us hope when everybody else was lying and saying things that weren't accurate. When all the black people was in the courtroom on Tory Lanez side, over there making their reports to fit the narrative that they wanted it to fit. She gave us a breakdown of everything that went on, and she made it 101 courtroom for dummies, for all of us that couldn't follow all completely.
I really wish that her so-called man had been by her side. I'm not sure I could continue with you if you can't stand by me.
Okay,
I think he didn't come because he didn't want to make it a spectacle. It would have been a spectacle if he would have came in that courtroom.
Okay, y'all, we gotta pause for a second. I gotta show y'all something. So I just uncovered something, and that we all need to witness. Okay. So like, because of what was just commented, I looked this up, and this is apparently, his name is Tim Work, and he's a music, tech, film, and digital multiple award-winning producer from Africa. And he says between 2019 and 2020, this man had convinced a huge section of NBI Cool Kid singers that he could organize features with his son, Tory Lanez. He was everywhere in this town, LOL, Nairobi, Ikiona, Mambo. He was also passing himself off as a man of faith and life coach. Exactly. Also, he is a scammer, allegedly. This is the dad right here in Africa. What is this he got around his neck? What is this? What is this?
What is that? Being happily single. When did he get married to this lady?
Last year, they said.
I told you. And she crying harder than everybody else. Like, girl,
you don't even know Tory. You don't even know Tory. Oh my gosh. She was acting like she been his stepmama for years.
They about the same age. Oh my God. So he was out here scamming everybody. Oh. Okay.
Someone said they have a 6-year-old daughter
Smell a
together.
video coming, Jeremy. I smell a video.
That's if I can find more information. All I'm getting is a tweet. Don't just say it in just one tweet. Explain how he did what he did. He claiming he a man of God. Don't allow him to That's why I be trying to tell y'all. Like, these people be playing with God. They don't know him.
Told y'all the devil knows the Bible.
So for those of y'all who are just coming in, this is what's being said. This now, I ain't make this up. This was brought to me via the comment section, period. And I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe to the channel as well. Oh, by the way, hoorah, shit's going by. We made 4,000 subscribers, but let me move on. So
Yay. Don't run past that quick. Yay.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So it says between 2019 to 2020, this man, and we talking about this man right here. Let's, for those of y'all who might be confused of what we talking about.
I want to know exactly how I'm feeling.
Yes, put them
I
congratulations.
just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z. Yes. You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bart.
They met on Saturday before. They
met with our witness. And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway while he sat with Jody Little, the prosecutor's investigator, who acted so dumb, an intelligent woman who did not want, listen, I've seen so much evidence buried in this, and I know exactly what the public out here will say. Don't talk. You will say, I say this because I'm a father. See, I am a father of thousands around the world. I'm a father of my kids, but a spiritual father to many. And I don't make stupid allegations because I got nothing better to do. You all have been bartering and trading the souls of young black and brown men in this country. And I'm calling on all the umbrellas. I'm calling on everybody in this country to begin to rise up because your sons have been done dirty.
Well, that ain't our son. That's your son.
But I'm saying, Mr. Sunstar, when are you going to rise up and give these people the features with your son that you have promised them and got them the money to to do? Like, when are you going to give them the money? Like, apparently, like, when are you going to do that allegedly? Because between the years of 2019 to 2020, it's been alleged that you had convinced a huge section of NBI Cool Kid singers that you could organize features with your son, and you was everywhere in the town of Kenya. Nairobi Ikiona Mambo. I don't know what that means, but I give you a lot of that.
They're hollering like Steve, trying to put a curse on people, child.
Swinging that pocketbook around.
What is
it was
the thing about the umbrella?
don't talk. It was the don't talk for me.
Yes.
Who was he talking to?
That man that was in that black suit.
Like, damn, like you sitting here just disrespecting everybody, huh? What if he did talk? You're not even a citizen here. You can't cause an uproar in our country.
He said he is a father to many nations or something like that, right? And
I'm a
father out on his own at such a young age. How you fathering everybody else but your own child you neglected?
He said he was a spiritual father to many.
To thousands.
Your son needed that spiritual fathering and physical fathering. because the things I have seen, videos and photos that I've seen of Tory, yeah.
You think he grew up in a single parent household with no father ever around?
But
He
can I
look like
also
his
ask y'all
head
a
hurt.
question? Have y'all liked the video yet, though?
Oh, I did
Did
that when
y'all
I
do?
came in, baby. I don't
But
Oh,
do
I
like
that
I'm
always
saying,
in
like
your
did you
house
like I'm
without doing
talking
that.
about those who are just now in here because now we have 330 people watching the live. Did y'all like the video when you come in? Did you do
It's,
that?
Mm-hmm.
it's free 99, people. It's free 99. Just hit the button. You ain't even got to click off. Just hit the button.
If you gonna windmill in the chat, at least like the video
Use
first.
that button as a free Tory Lanez button if that's what you want, and use the button as also Megan Thee Stallion got justice button. It's a dual button.
Either or. Either
Yeah,
or.
either or.
I,
Yeah.
I still
Period.
feel like she hasn't gotten justice. I just feel like she hasn't gotten justice. Her reputation has taken a hit.
It'll
It
bounce
has
Mm.
back.
taken a very bad hit.
It'll bounce back.
I think the gatekeepers are going to try to. She's like I said, she's in a very peculiar position because, in terms of the hip hop community, yes, but Megan went mainstream before this stuff happened, and she's continued to be mainstream. I don't think it's over yet, and I feel like there are people behind the scenes that are mobilizing to ensure that she's okay. It would have been nice for those people to have done that while she was going through this, but I think it's too soon to say if her career is going to take a hit. I think
I
it's already
can't
the
wait.
hit that it's already taken. It's too soon to say she's going to be blackballed and she's no longer going to have a successful career.
I can't
I
wait till
think
the
that
music
she
drop. That's what I want. I can't wait to
Also,
hear the
That
also
music.
next
because
album,
of
I don't know when, and I personally don't think it needs to be rushed, but it needs to be
It ain't just gonna be ass
Grammy.
shaking.
It needs to be like iconic. It needs typically artists with their third albums, if they curate a good enough album, they tend to be like legendary projects.
Mm-hmm.
This one for her, it needs to be something that is going to be heard around the world.
It's not
but
just gonna be butt
her if
shaking
her
music.
if
I'm
her
sorry,
if
Joey.
her representatives are as powerful as his daddy is trying to claim, real power is not ever in the forefront. They're gonna work behind the scenes and they work quiet. They do their moves in silence. Then yes, she will be okay.
Yes,
But
I
what
think
he's doing, he's the reason why he don't have no power. What you seeing right there, running your
And,
mouth.
and then for the little child, like y'all brought these, like you said, made these kids miss all the damn activities to see this man go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You can't leave. You got to go straight to jail. Like y'all torture them kids for that.
I just don't understand why they kept hollering Beyonce's name.
I don't know. They care hollering her or Jay-Z because neither one of them was in the car. Neither one of them put these things into motion. They did this. The people in that car were the catalyst behind all of this. Ain't nobody tell him to pick up no thing and shoot it at nobody. He did all of that himself. And the reason they didn't put that driver on the goddamn stand is because he was the sober one in the car and he knew exactly what happened.
I think that driver was prepared to lie, but I think in Tory's arrogance and his attorneys mishandling his case, they opted not to put him on the stand, which I think was stupid.
But unless he was gonna plead the fifth, he'd have had to tell some truth up in there.
People
Because
lie
the
on the stand all the
prosecutor was
time.
gonna answer him some questions.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but people lie on the stand all the time. Just because
These ain't run like the
he
other
got
dang.
sworn in don't mean he was automatically gonna tell the truth. But I mean, yeah, I just think, even let's say the driver did go, he's still your driver. He was an employee of yours. I don't think his testimony would have outweighed Sean Kelly's testimony, who doesn't have a dog in the fight for either side.
But what I'm saying is, if he was so innocent, why not put him on the stand and let him prove your innocence?
Yes,
He was
can't
there.
put
He
him
was
out. No,
cognitive.
I
no,
think
he
in his
doesn't need to go
arrogance,
on
he
the
chose not
stand.
to.
No,
That's what
but
I'm
he
saying.
didn't need to. He did not need to because he is a felon. That means that everything that he has done, they could even pull up the mess with August Alsina and show the jury, which would have made, and on the defense side, made it prejudicial against Tory. That's why they didn't put him on the stand. It is not always in the best interest for you to go on the stand, even if you're
No,
innocent.
we talk about the driver, not Tory. We talking about the driver.
They can bring up his past history too if he ain't saying what the prosecution want him to say.
What
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying
could,
is,
but
if
I don't
he's
think that's the reason he
innocent, why
chose not
not
to.
put his person on the stand? Is what I'm saying. If he said if he's so innocent, and they could prove that he's so innocent, why not put the person on the stand that was there that can prove your innocence? That's what I'm saying.
Because they was going to bring up about his past. There's something that we don't know.
Oh, there's a lot. I'm just saying that to say we knew you wasn't innocent, because if you was innocent, you're gonna do all you can to prove your innocence.
Right, but what they do is they will just try to, their job, the opposition's job, is to
I'm
try to
agreeing with you.
discredit the witness.
I'm agreeing with you.
They're going to try to discredit this witness. So if this witness has anything in his past, they're going to bring that up. That's the reason. That's probably the reason why some of these are going missing. These people are going missing. They already seen what they did to Megan. To me, Megan is single. She ain't married. She ain't got no children. What she do with her pum pum is her business. She can sleep with 1,000 men. It's hers to do what she want to. Don't nobody say anything about these men running around here with this community peen.
I think you're right in terms of they can bring up the past, but this is why I said legal strategy, because this is when the lawyers are supposed to object and show precedence in terms of why this should not be taken into consideration during the testimony, and then the judge obviously decides whether or not to sustain it or to overrule it. So I mean, that's just basic defense, right? Like, you bring a witness up and both try to discredit. I mean, either the opposite side try to discredit the witness.
His past would have most likely been allowed because it goes to the credibility of the witness.
I don't know if that's the case, because when they tried to do that to the detective, the judge was saying, we're not going to let that happen.
Exactly.
Because like the whole thing with the detective was that he was out on administrative leave, and it was alleged that it's because of a domestic violence situation with his wife. And when the defense kept trying to bring it up, the judge overruled that. The judge sustained that objection because, again, it has nothing to do with the case. Like, you're not going to use that to discredit the testimony of the detective based on what happened on the scene and during the investigation of this case.
Because his job is to. That's because of his job.
Is really a good one, because they tried to do that before with a prosecution's witness. I think it was arrogance. Like, I know you have your opinion. I think it was arrogance because they asked him, "Are you sure?" And again, in any case they do that, it would have been nothing special. I don't think they have anything in their history. Kelsey has stuff in her history. Everybody has stuff in their history. There are people they chose to put up there because of based on what the most thing either side relied on was witness testimony based on what happened that night.
But clearly the witnesses, that wasn't that's not it. To me, it seemed like that is not what the jury went by. They went by only certain things. They are given instructions before they go into deliberation of what they can look at, what they can consider.
That Kelly man testimony went in because they asked for that to be read again. So his testimony had factored in this somewhere.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Some of the stuff that they were bringing up, such as her sexual history, that has no bearing on this case. That is not, it has nothing to do with the charges. See, what people need to understand is they're instructed to base their decision to take in consideration the facts pertaining to the charges.
And what was presented in court as well.
Yes.
So a lot of this stuff that a lot of people have been talking about based on what they thought, that wasn't being, this was the main reason why I said a lot of people who thought he was going to get off, it wasn't going to happen. Y'all are talking about what she said on Instagram and this, they're not taking those things into deliberation with them. That's a us thing outside the courtroom. In the courtroom,
that's the people that was listening to the bloggers and not the real
reporters.
reporters.
Those are ghetto and street lawyers.
Yes. Child support court experts. Child support court experts.
Those are ghetto and street lawyers. That
And
is
they were
not
listening to them
some.
bloggers that were half doing it, half reporting and reporting what they felt was in favor of Tory. Especially that white journalist, man. He was team Tory the whole time. He got
White.
on my
I
nerves.
don't think he was white. I think he was like Middle Eastern or Spanish or
Or
something.
whatever he was on my nerves.
You mean the lawyer work? You mean the lawyers for workers or something like that?
Yes,
No,
him.
I don't know who he was from. I just know he got on my daggone nerves.
I ain't looking at that.
I
He
heard
was
that he's not
always
even. I
reporting.
heard that he's not even a criminal attorney.
Mm.
He's not a criminal attorney, but there are things that apply. If you went to law school and you go through the mock trial, I mean, you don't really, when you're going through law school, you learn in general about things. You don't go into your specialty until you go into, a little higher on. So there are certain things that he did mention that made sense, that I understood, but it did sound like he was a little biased a little bit. It did, but
Not a little bit, a lot of bit.
Yes, he was a lot of bit.
well, okay, a lot of bit. But none of that, what he's talking about, that did not matter. He seemed like he was
that was for the, I'm
disappointed
talking
that
about for
it
the
came
people
back
that were
guilty.
for the people that were watching, for the spectators. He was doing a lot for Tory Sagchild. He was half reporting.
Like I'm saying, like what he was saying was completely different than what Pamela Campbell Esquire was saying, who's a defense attorney in Detroit, who was out there covering the case as well.
Now I didn't see her. I would have liked to, because I wanted to hear from a defense attorney.
She has a channel. I'll drop the link in the chat so you could like save it and go to it whenever this video ends. Give me a second.
Yeah. So they, to me, he seemed very disappointed when they found Tory guilty, to me.
But
So yes, you're right. He was a lot
had,
biased. He was a lot biased.
There was a lot of people who had emotions tied to this case, and the reaction to it all was very interesting.
Crying after the verdict. I'm like, what is this? A Michael Jackson concert? Ooh, it was a lot of emotions in that room. It was so many emotions.
And people keep talking about this DNA. This DNA has nothing to factor into when it comes to a gun. You can get so little DNA off of a gun because, for one, a gun has oil on it. You have oil on your hands and stuff. They can, and
all you got to do is wipe a gun and smudge everything. They act like it's a whole lot to that.
It's about the GSR. The GSR, and then, like y'all said, his witness got up there and put the gun in his hand.
And
Kelsey
if you're a real
was not
criminal, you know
on
what chemicals will get that GSR off your hands as well.
They're talking about, well, it could have been Kelsey, but Kelsey is not on trial. Tory is on trial.
And she would have been on trial if he had told the truth about what happened that night when he got arrested.
Exactly.
Because I don't like the connotation of she's trying to, it's her fault, it could ruin his career, it could take him and away from his family and get him arrested for all these years. I'm like, okay, you get arrested. If you did not do it, all you had to do when you were arrested was tell the police who actually shot that girl. You're going to pay all these attorney fees and risk all this sentencing. I mean, at one point he was even on house arrest. You guys, he was even on house arrest for like 3-4 months. You really going to do all of this for something you never did?
Because he out there getting in trouble while he is awaiting trial. You're already a felon. You're not even supposed to have, when you're a convicted felon, you are not allowed to have weapons in your possession, in your presence. You out here, a convicted felon, you still out here getting in trouble, getting into a whole bunch of mess. And then you walk in this courtroom cocky. You should have been scared.
He was outside kissing people's dogs, taking pictures with fans. That man did not go on the stand because he thought he was getting off. He thought his defense had done everything that needed to be done. He was getting ready to go home. Showing up to court in a powder pink coat.
No, that was a powder pink suit, baby. That wasn't a coat. That was a suit. That was a jacket and pants with a white turtleneck up under it. I want to see Tory's face when that verdict came in. I know he thought them people said not guilty. I know he thought they said a not before that guilty. And when them officers came and stood behind him and asked him to put his hands behind his back, I know he was like, "Oh, what y'all doing? They just said I'm not guilty." No, baby, they said guilty. There was no not.
So wait, it's two people that I haven't really heard anything from. Is Pink Hustle in here? Pink Hustle, like, are you here? Because you've been like kind of on mute, quiet for a second.
Yeah, I'm here. It's a lot of people talking at once, so I'm just listening.
All right, and then so go ahead, say what you got to say.
What's that shade?
Well, I'm basically not siding with either one of them. I don't believe neither one of them. It's just funny to me how everybody believe Megan when they don't know the whole true story. Because none of y'all was there. But it's funny how everybody's taking sides.
None of us.
Let her finish.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm finished. That's just what I'm watching and I'm listening to, what everybody was saying. But pretty much everybody is on Megan's side and it's just funny. Because I know girls that lie, and I'm quite sure it's a lot of other people do too. So I don't understand how it's so unbelievable that she could be lying.
Lying that she had shrapnel in her foot.
Whatever she lied about, I mean, whatever happened, because obviously they lying. One girl didn't even get on the stand. You know what I'm saying? And then Tory didn't get on there and say a lot, but obviously he thought he didn't have to. And then the way his father and his wife is acting after the fact, and the little baby crying, that's the most emotion I've seen out of the whole case, which is more believable because it's real emotions. You're seeing real tears.
But what that got to do with
sitting back, looking at how everybody is on Megan Thee Stallion side. It's just funny to watch, as if nobody never met anybody that's lied before.
We didn't say anything.
Y'all, we can't all talk at once, and like we got to give people a chance to like rebuttal like at one at a time. So whichever one of y'all want to go first, and like if y'all feel a disagreement or y'all have questions to ask Pink Hustle, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is that
I'm weak. All right, so go ahead. You first, Leah.
What her lies about, the things that you're talking about has nothing to do with the charges. You have to look up the charges that they're charging him with. It had nothing to do with those charges. The charges fit. The charges fit. And because the charges fit, and I'm going to take something a little bit from Johnny Cochran, because they fit, they could not acquit.
I'm weak.
That's what it came down to.
You have anything to say to that?
I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
I'm saying like she just said her part. Do you have anything to rebuttal that?
No, I don't have nothing to say to that. I said I'm listening.
Okay, so at this point, do you still want to be up here?
I mean, you just wanted me to respond to her. You got one, two.
No, I'm just like I'm saying, like you like
I was waiting on everybody to get done. But if you want to put me back in the chat, that's cool. It don't matter to me.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so
I'm sorry.
I don't know, because I thought that she wanted to like kind of like express her opinion, hear what y'all had to say, then like give her opinion. She said she didn't feel like she had anything else to say. I was like, I was interested to see what she had to say, honestly. But if she just said put her back in the chat, what am I supposed to do? I can't force her to be up here.
No, you wanted her to participate. That's what a panel. Yeah, I get it.
I'm sorry, I was over here hollering.
Why?
But I think that's what people lose sight of, is that look up the charges. Anytime somebody is charged with something, look up those charges in that state. You can do that online. Look that up. and you can see what those charges mean, the definition of those charges for that state. And you'll realize that the evidence that they did have actually pretty much substantiated the charges that they charged him with. They didn't stack charges. They tried to, during the trial, the judge dismissed that, but they really did not stack charges. They got them for what they knew realistically that they could get them for.
But also it was said no emotions of the kids and the family with the most. What about the emotions that they said Meg showed on the stand? Like,
I mean,
what
they
are
had
we talking about? Were we watching the same coverage? Were we reading the same papers? And
they also had a recording of her in the ambulance leaving the scene. Very obviously very emotional after having being shot in the foot. So I don't know, maybe Megan was faking it the whole time when she was crying in the ambulance.
Yeah,
they had that into evidence as well.
I believe that she was afraid. Remember, this happened during the time that the George Floyd and stuff, there was a lot of unrest here in the country. And she said she was afraid. She did not want to tell them that there was a gun in the car.
I mean,
Meg didn't want to press charges.
She didn't want to, she was trying to protect him, but he the one who messed that up. She was trying to protect him.
The context matters. This is the summer during the protests when we are watching people's civil rights be violated after this man died from a knee to the neck. Also, it wasn't like they were in the hood. They were in a upper class neighborhood, probably around a bunch of white people, and gunshots pop out. That is the reason literally why the police arrived in minutes and had helicopters. Like, I don't know who, we don't never get gunshots over here. Let's figure out what's going on. Like, I mean, we saw the footage. I mean, at least I did. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's available online when she was walking and leaving bloody footprints. They immediately responded to that man's 911 call when he said that he heard gunshots. So she had every right to be afraid. I'm not even saying that because she got shot. I'm saying that they had gotten pulled over by a ticket during that time in an affluent neighborhood in Los Angeles during the summer of George Floyd. Everybody was concerned at that time. These police officers were very trigger happy at that time.
And Meg also did what every Black woman first instinct is to do for these raggedy men is to protect them. That's what she tried to do. So how is she a liar and she's so wrong for trying to protect this man that she actually, like she said, she shared her body with, that just popped out her. Like, what?
I have a question. So Jay is up here. Jay, what do you have to say? I haven't heard from you yet.
Hello, Jay. I'm going to mute so you can talk.
Letting me on your platform. I just want to go over a couple of points about Meg. I, from the very beginning, thought that Tory had shot Meg. What I don't get is the disconnect with, I mean, just to be honest with you, with Black people and why it is such a hate train against her. And I'm not even the biggest Meg fan, but I just look at the facts. So you got, in the last couple of days, you got LeBron James coming out posting about Tory playing his music on IG Live. You got Carl Crawford, who is the head of her record label, going live saying that Tory got a bad deal. You got what's that rapper name? Bobby Shmurda. I mean, just all these different people that are coming out against her, and I don't understand the disconnect. And then you have a lot of Black women that are against Meg. Like, the only people like I saw speaking up for her was like Tamika Mallory and like My Song and a few others, but the majority has been hate. And I just don't get that. I don't get the disconnect where she was obviously shot and a victim of gun violence. And it don't matter. She could have slept with the whole Dallas football team. That don't have nothing to do with her being a victim of violence. And she went on Gayle King, and everybody want to pull up that, well, she lied to Gayle King, this, that, and the third. Who else, if it's not Meg Thee Stallion, is willing to get on TV and tell the whole world who you sleeping with? And so to be put on a spot like that, it ain't no telling what anybody would have said. I just don't get the disconnect and why people are so willing to not believe her as far as getting shot. Yeah, she lied about some other stuff, and lying is never good. But about the specifics of her getting shot, I just don't see how people could be against her. And even with the witness in Nichols Canyon, because I live in LA. And so Nichols Canyon is a very affluent area right off of Sunset Boulevard. A lot of white folks, a lot of, they don't usually see that kind of stuff. So that white man who was an independent witness who came out and said he saw out his window Tory shooting in the air 4 or 5 times. Like what part of the game where this man then told you what he saw and you still want to try to paint Kelsey as the shooter?
Yeah, like real quick, can I just correct one thing? He said that he saw him shooting everywhere. Like it wasn't just the air. He saw him shooting all over the place. When this is what the actually Pamela Esquire was talking about when you need to start asking for clarification when somebody is actually being a witness. She was saying that like, because when people are reading this stuff back, just based on the lines of the transcripts, they're not able to visualize what's being said. So you need to ask them for visualization. Like, so he did like a motion, I guess, to where he was just shooting all over the place, to the side, up in the air, down, around, like did 4 or 5 shots in just wild places. So like, because a lot of them just feel like he was shooting in the air, so there's no reason that he could have shot Meg. Like he was just shooting a gun in the air 4 or 5 times, but the man didn't say that.
And then it was obvious what Kelsey was doing, that she was backtracking on everything she said, and people don't realize that the prosecution played her entire 80-minute statement that she had just given in September. So how can you go from September to December and all of a sudden you got amnesia and you don't remember everything you said? I think when they played the entire interview back to the jury, along with the eyewitness who saw this man shooting wildly, and then you couple with the fact that Tory Lanez had just settled a lawsuit like the beginning of December before this trial started with the guy from Love and Hip Hop Miami who he had beat down in the club. And then he run across August Alsina. So don't tell me that this man does not have the propensity for violence. And so I don't understand why Black folks are so quick to judge Meg and to not believe her that she was a victim of violence. Okay, she lied about the other stuff, but her getting shot, nobody deserves that. And I don't think that, Tory Lanez did himself any favors by bringing his son to court, trying to craft the image that he's so a family man, so innocent. No, that's all I want to say. I just don't get the disconnect in why Black women and a lot of brothers have come out against Meg like this girl wasn't shot. That is just blowing my mind right now, that I'm seeing all this hate against her as far as people supporting Tory Lanez. It's obvious that he shot her, and it's plain as day. But people are saying that, okay, well, she lied about the on the Gayle King, and she was fucking Moneybag Yo. She was fucking the baby. So what? She could give it up to whoever she wanted to give it up to. But that don't got nothing to do with the fact that this girl was shot by Tory Lanez.
Can I speak if you finished?
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted for first off, what's your name?
I'm Jay.
Hi, Jay. Thank you for that. Thank you for being a Black man speaking out for Black women, because I have literally Jeremy, Chef Don, and a couple of and Scotty and a handful of men that have actually came out and said anything positive towards this damn lady. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And I mean, I look at like Milagro. What is her issue? Now she's trying to backpedal on the stuff that she was saying. It was obvious she was clearly biased against Meg, but now she's trying to backpedal, like trying to cite other examples of how she has been there for other Black women. No, we talking about this Black woman, Milagro,
because
and
she's
why
about to
you
get
hating.
sued.
And not only that, she's sitting, from what I've seen, I've never seen this woman before until I started watching different coverages. You know, the way you're dressing and all of that, you trying to get the attention of men.
That body ain't gonna do it.
Okay.
But Jay, but Doug, whoever the man in the comments, why he a simp? Because he's sitting up here riding for the women that gave birth to him, the women that he loved, the women that he probably helped create. Like, what?
If it was my sister, I just look at it. If it was my sister, if it was my daughter, what would I want? Would I want to see the public tearing down and I know my sister was a victim of violence? Would I just stand silent and say, oh, okay, well, because it wasn't proven beyond reasonable doubt, that I'm gonna say, okay, he didn't shoot her? What sense does it make that Kelsey would shoot her employer? I mean, think about it. What sense does that make, that she would somehow in that moment be like, okay, this is who is employing me. We've been cool since college. So in this moment, she gonna get that much violence and anger to where she gonna get a gun and shoot Meg, even if she found out that Meg and Tory was messing around. I mean, you know, I just don't see that. And I'm insulted that they would try to make us feel that we that stupid that they could just tell us anything and it just expect us to believe. You can't bump my head. I thought from the very beginning that even without hearing all the evidence, that Tory shot Meg. And just like the young lady was saying earlier, you have to remember the climate at that time. It was right after George Floyd. So what she said was plausible. LAPD roll up on you, especially in Nichols Canyon, which is like, you might as well say Beverly Hills. They roll up on some Black folks in a SUV, and she tells them, this nigga just shot me. It's a gun in the car. It ain't no telling how left that could have went. So she was trying to protect and that was plausible what she said.
Exactly.
And I just don't understand the disconnect back again of why it's like a certain segment of folks believe her, and as far as her getting shot by Tory, and a certain segment is just like, no, Tory didn't shoot her.
I noticed that men call other men simps when there's a man who's speaking sense, because you won't fall for the stupidity. That's when men get called simps, when they don't fall for the stupidity. And like I said, it's very telling what he just said, what Jay just said, and it came from a man's mouth, makes so much sense. And this is all that I've been saying. Look at the charges. Look at what happened. It fit.
So I have so it's two more people that are on here. It's only one Adrian and Just Here. So Adrian, you can go first, and then Just Here, I want to hear what you have to say next, okay?
Hello, thank you so much for bringing me up, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Hello to the panel. I just wanted to hit on a few points, and definitely in terms of what Jay just said, there was a point that he made about why would Kelsey do it. I've always felt like they blew that whole her being in such a jealous rage way out of proportion, because I just know how female relationships go with friends, and when these things go in terms of backstabbing. First of all, we need to make something very crystal clear. Tory was not Kelsey's man. She was just smashing him. They in no way, shape, or form did he claim her. They were just messing around and talking. And when she got COVID and got sent back to Meds, now it was a snake thing to do, but that is not nowhere near the same as that being her actual man. And so when I'm thinking about her being so upset that she would try to shoot her friend and try to, end her life or permanently maim her over some dude she's just having sex with, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I could see her being angry in the moment, them kind of arguing, but not taking it to the level where she was really wanting to actually hurt her. And then after that, she checked up on her too much. And the police camera footage had her leaning over when they were arrested on the curb, sitting on the curb. She was leaning over she was like, Meg, are you okay? Are you all right? She was texting her, Meg, do you think I should go to the hospital? She even said she tried to go to the hospital to see. Why in the world would she be doing all of this for a woman that she was just so upset with and tried to permanently maim or worse, like less than an hour ago? That just doesn't make any sense. And so they just tried to blow that out of proportion. I never bought that. I never bought that. But also, when you look at what the forensics actually did say, it completely matched up with the witness statement. Even if one shot did go off near Kelsey, or even if she got one off, she missed. She's not the one that hit her, because that man also said that Meg didn't fall down until after Tory started shooting. So, and the doctor, and that's nothing too. These men who are sitting here talking about, well, she never got shot, she never got shot. I want you to explain how an ER surgeon at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in Los Angeles,
And Beth.
somehow cannot, and best, somehow cannot differentiate between a gunshot wound and glass. They were the ones that blew the hole in her story. She came into the hospital talking about glass. The surgeons were the ones that was like, that's not glass. That is a bullet wound. Who shot you? They're the ones that identified it. And people were on, well, where's her medical? People are just so entitled. We're not entitled to that. We're not in a jury. However, when you read the transcript, her medical report was read in open court. They did read it. And the surgeon said that they removed bullet fragments, which is essentially shrapnel, from both of her ankles. Both
And
of
what
her ankles.
about
So
Kelsey's? What about Kelsey's text? Tory
that's what I'm
shot
saying.
Meg.
Tory shot. She was doing way too much after the moment that seemed like she actually had concern for Meg. For me to think that she was just so upset that she would just a few minutes later actually try to really harm her. You're not going to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? For a woman that you that all upset with. So that just never made any sense.
And then the
to me.
bodyguard that never testified, he was going to testify that Tory told him that he shot Meg, and he was sorry and apologized for shooting Meg, but we never heard his testimony because he went missing.
Well, and not only that, but people were trying to spin that. We never heard what the actual apology call was, but they played the call. They just didn't release it to the public. But
They
those were
played the call where he was
played the call from
apologizing to
jail.
Kelsey from jail.
He was apologizing. Those calls are recorded. They played it in open court. People tried to spin that as, oh, he was apologizing for sleep with a brother. I said, that is all cap. Everybody here was single. I'm almost 40 years old. I have never heard of a single man apologizing for sleeping with two women. He knew that they were friends before he smashed them, and he did it anyway. What are you apologizing now for? He wasn't apologizing for that. He was apologizing because he shot them, shot her. And how that situation escalated and how violent that night got. And the police officer, the police officer that came on the scene testified that the gun was in the front passenger seat. When they showed the helicopter footage when they were all getting out the car, Tory was in the front passenger seat. The gun was under the seat in front of him, and it was warm. And it was in a locked open position like it had just been fired, and it was empty. He had emptied the clip on her. And the police, that's what I'm saying. It's just too many things. And so, Hotep Twitter is like, how in the world can you refute all of these other elements and come up with the conclusion of, well, he's so innocent? And then the DNA thing, everybody saw has turned into they actually call it the CSI effect. It's a real thing. Everybody thinks it's some episode of Law and Order. We're supposed to be, wrapped up nice and tight with all this evidence. And it's not like that at all. The real defense attorneys and criminal attorneys that do this say rarely do you have these 100% positive. It's not like this is not a television show. And a gun, the handle of that gun is that's not a smooth surface. It's like a perforated surface. It's not a smooth surface. So that's not easily gonna lift fingerprints and stuff off of anyway. But everybody is some kind of CSI expert now, and it's just bothersome to see how many Black men are really saying, well, because I don't see this and I don't see that, or more importantly, just flat out saying, well, you know what, I just think she deserved it. Well, why? Well, because she lied and she's a hoe and she's at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I think this has revealed something very, very sad in our community. There are a lot of Black men that just don't like us. They like having sex with us, but they don't actually like us. And that's disturbing, because what you see is people conflating what has actually historically happened to them with false accusations, white women and lynching. That stuff is actually real. It continues to happen. We know that. But every single time a woman makes an accusation, she's not lying. It's not a part of a conspiracy. Some of these dudes are actual predators and violent and need to be removed. They need to be sat down. And it boggles the mind to see so many men in our community just kind of, it's almost like they're like, how dare you not stand up for us throughout anything? Just carte blanche. You're supposed to just give us blanket protection. And it's like, no.
Even when we
because
shoot.
that's never right. Even when we should, because that's never reciprocated. And it almost feels like they just there was an article that came out. Unfortunately, a lot of Black men didn't like it. It said that, I think it was Jason Johnson from Columbia University, said that Black men were the white people of Black society. Basically, he was just talking about operating from a position of privilege. And these type of Black men, the same ones that are hooting and hollering on the internet and screaming about Tory's innocence, they're upset because this conviction means that something has been taken away from them. And it looks to me, I'm perceiving it to be, is their ability to do whatever they want to us. That's a certain amount. And in that aspect, they kicking and screaming the same way white people do with race relations. Anytime we get a little bit headway in that, they're screaming and hollering. So there's a relationship there when you see someone operating from a position of privilege and how they start acting when they feel like they're losing it.
And
that's what I see these men doing.
With Kelsey,
but I'll
to
step
have
back and
sent
let
that
somebody else
text,
talk.
when Kelsey to have sent that text within 5 minutes, you mean to tell me she had concocted and crafted that she was getting ready to put this narrative out to frame Tory, all within 5 minutes of this chaotic scene?
Right. They tried to paint her as some criminal
Don't make no sense.
mastermind. Her
Exactly.
and Roc Nation
Like she was just
had
so hella.
Right. They had concocted this criminal scheme. They concocted this scheme between the time this happened and the time they went to the hospital. Like, that's just ridiculous.
I don't get also with and piggybacking off of one of the comments you made, but Becky can have hundreds of bodies, and yet something happened to her, and you can believe her, but you won't believe one of your own. That's a problem to me.
I keep telling y'all, it's not just the Black men. A lot of Black women are other Black women's worst enemy. It's ridiculous that we can come together to cheer on the Black man, but when it comes to the Black women, we are divided as hell, and it's sad.
Well, I've always said reading and comprehension is not fundamental. And clearly, a lot of people don't understand what was at hand here.
No, they don't want to understand.
That may be true. I would
If
like
you
to hear
look at
from
the gun,
I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say, if you look at just the gun charge alone, he was gonna get convicted. Even without the assault to Meg, he was gonna get convicted of. But I think it was one of those things where if they convicted on that, they kind of had to convict him on everything. I don't know if it. I don't know. It's just the way it played out. It seemed like because that evidence was so overwhelming, I don't think they could have acquitted him on that. That gun evidence was kind of hard to refute because the police officer found it right in front of him. See, the gun was sitting at his feet.
And he had shot it. He had shot it. He had GSR on his hands. At least I know I can see without even being in the courtroom, 2 of those charges for sure, they had already proven their case.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, babe.
All right. So now it's 2 people here that I really want to hear from. Is Just Here and Derek G. So Just Here, you can go first. Are you there?
Hey, Jeremy. Yes, I'm here. Thank you. I actually agree with everything that Jay and the young lady prior to me said. I also just want to piggyback and say, let's not forget, Kelsey called the man that she was dating right after the incident happened. She called him and had him on the phone so someone else could hear what was going on. So I don't know why people continue to say that Kelsey had a motive to shoot Meg. It's just not true. Like, I don't get it. And then I just don't understand why people are confusing what Mr. Kelly said. He said he believed he saw the shot from Kelsey. He did not say the shot came from Kelsey. Like, I don't understand where that disconnect is coming from. It's just not hard. And that was because, if you think about it, Kelsey was already outside of the car, and Tory was getting outside the car. So that's probably why he believed the shots were coming from Kelsey, or the first shot he thought was coming from Kelsey, because Tory was getting out of the car. He didn't see Tory yet. Once Tory got out the car, that's when he saw him, and he said he was shooting everywhere. I mean, it's not hard, and I'm so glad, Jeremy, that you brought up Pam, because I've been following her page, and she's very unbiased, and she was at the trial, and she had a lot of detailed facts that the media has not been, putting out to the public. And I think that's a disjustice for Meg as well, because people are spinning narratives and not getting the actual facts from the case, that of the details that are missing, the belief, like just the wording. It's making people sway one way or the other.
Okay, and then before Derek G goes, I want to tell all of y'all, it is very important for you to let people have their own opinion on what they believe and not attack them for it. So before he begins, please do not disrespect him on this panel. And unless therefore he disrespect y'all, then I can't, I can't protect him. But I'm saying that, allow him to say whatever he has to say. Okay, go ahead, Derek.
And thank you for that. And ladies, I need no protection. First of all, I respect. I have a sister. I come from a powerful mother. All I'm saying is no one cannot say that was a cut and clear case. What is not being said is Megan just got out the car and Tory then went crazy. No one is speaking about the physical fight that took place. And we cannot downgrade that. We just saw on tape a young lady that was in Mexico that went down with those so-called friends. And we saw how women will fight. And that was brutal. That was a cat fight. A prosecutor tried to say at first that it was Tory.
Hello? Can y'all hear him? Is it me?
No, I can't hear you.
It ain't you.
Derek, are you there?
Probably hit
Yeah,
the
I'm
mute.
here. I'm here. You can't hear me?
Okay, you kind of have broke up for a minute. You can continue now.
I said no one is talking about the physical fight. The state tried to go and start off that, it was Tory who fought, who pulled out her hair, who Kelsey hair. They stopped that because it wasn't that. It was Meg and her fighting and Kelsey. That was a physical fight. And in the moment, and they're drunk now. They're not in their right mind for the one saying, well, how or why? That was her best friend.
Derek, you going out again.
Derek, are you there? Derek. Maybe you want to try to go down and come back up so you can try to reconnect. I'm not sure, but we can't hear what you're saying right now.
Well, I will say that the fight still doesn't have, the fight between Meg and Kelsey still had nothing to do with him having GSR on his hands.
And she had JSR too on her hands. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
She had it as well on her hands.
Well, no,
So
we don't know. We don't know where
yes,
she
they
was.
said, but they said the only way to get it on your hands, she had to be close.
But I'm saying no, they never said she had it on her hands.
Yeah, please look back out. Someone, please help me confirm. She had it. She had it, and he had it on.
Okay, y'all, we cannot talk all at once.
I'm not finished with what I was saying. She had it on her hands as well. If y'all can fact check that, it was just not Tory. She had it on her hands as well. With that being said, no one can just say that Tory went crazy. They was all up under the influence. No one was thinking clear. Two women went at it. It was a cat and fight.
Derek?
It's like he keeps on going out and like coming in. I don't know what's going on with his connection, but
yes, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now. You kind of you're
I don't
breaking
know why
up.
I'm going out. I don't know why I'm sorry. I'm going out and in. What I'm saying is Meg lied on the
It's Rock
stand.
Nation.
Meg lied on the stand. Yeah, you're right. It probably is.
Now that's
Meg
the
lied on the
silver bag.
stand. Meg lied on the stand. She didn't want to talk about the fight. She said it was a bump. It was a cat and fight, all out fight, which it is very important because that lead up to why was a gun even pulled. You can't disregard that and take it that, oh, he said that statement.
Kelsey also said it was a bump too. I saw the video, her IG video, and she said it was a bump.
I can't remember Meg saying anything about a bump. It was Kelsey.
But can I bring up something? There's something that this witness said that has me, that I've never heard this piece. He said that the one lady who was crawling away got jumped. And I'm like, okay, what happened here?
Yeah, that's when he said he saw all of them beating on Megan.
And they disregarded that because that's when his statement was all over the place. But you are not addressing the fight before the gunshots between two women that was pulling out hair. She had a bruise on her thigh, which is Kelsey. That came from Meg. No one is talking about that.
Can I ask you a question?
I can talk about it.
Wait, I have a question for you, Derek, then. Like, so when it does come to the gunshot residue, they had said that when you are firing a gun, a gunshot residue can go as far as 18 feet. They also said gunshot residue can be transferred from one person to another if you put your hands on that person. And according to Kelsey, like she said originally that Tory had whooped her ass too and had yanked her up, grabbed her, and told her to get in the car. So he could have grabbed her by the hands or grabbed her somewhere, and gunshot residue could have been, transferred that way. But my question to you is this: when the gun expert said that the person who shot the gun will actually have more gunshot residue on them, and then he had asked the gun expert, well, who had more gunshot residue on them? And the gun expert was about to say who it was. The criminal analyst, let me say that. Criminal analyst was about to say who had the more gunshot residue on them. But then he recused the question. So he removed the question because he didn't want it to be answered. And then they proceeded on. Why do you think he wouldn't want that question of who had more gunshot residue on them to be answered as the defense? Huh, Derek?
Wait for his connection to come back.
I'm about to say he must have went back out again.
No, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Well, that's the same way when he said with, the DNA that everyone want to say it don't matter in this case, is that you cannot shoot a gun 5 times and not have your DNA at a high rate that is on the gun. He said, no way you can use it 5 times because that's what they say. Not Kelsey did it, but Tory did it, and have a low percentage of the DNA. It's the same thing.
Okay, but like I understand what you're saying, but you're not answering my question. Like I'm saying, like just from a defense perspective, if the person who shot the gun, because this is not DNA, we're talking about gunshots. So the person who shot the gun would have more gunshot residue. And if I didn't shoot the gun, but Kelsey did, why would I not ask why would I not allow that follow-up question that I asked to be answered, as in who has more gunshot residue on them? And I'm not sure if you know this as well, but because all of them were in the pool in a chlorine or in a chlorinated pool, and whenever you go swimming, you don't have DNA really to transfer or to like come off your hands, because you would need to be rubbing your face, doing all of that other stuff. And if you just got out of the pool, you don't really have that much DNA on you. Like that was also something that was confirmed by, an analyst that was at the trial. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to that question, you as a defense attorney, if you believe that your person did not shoot this gun, did not have anything to do with it, when it comes to finding out who had more gunshot residue on them, then why would you not want that question answered?
I can't answer why they did not, or why he did not
but
answer
you don't
that.
see how that's a little bit questionable?
No, I can see the same with the DNA again, that it was 4 other DNAs that was on the gun. And with that being said, 90%, it was a 90% on the gun, but it was not from Tory.
Okay,
did not match the
They didn't
90s
say
okay,
percent of
that.
the gun.
wait,
They did not say that.
can I also ask you another question? Like, how familiar are you, like, with, are you from the hood? Like, are you from, like, an urban area? Huh? Derek?
He went out again.
Okay, well, I'll assume like you have like some type of, familiarity. So my question to you, Derek, is that when somebody does a crime with a gun, regardless if they're in a gang, regardless if they're doing a hit or whatever the case, what do they usually do after they get done firing that gun when they leave? What do they do with the gun?
You tell me. I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know what they do with the gun?
You tell me. I mean, I'm not gonna act like no. I have no experience.
So
If
you
somebody do it, if
you
somebody
never. I'm saying, so you never heard of anybody wiping down a gun?
You ain't even got to live in the hood. You seen movies.
He's still here?
I think he is. He's just probably like he just probably.
It's not me. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, like we
I'm
can't
saying
now.
I can't speak from that. I don't hang around a crowd like that. I'm a professional person, and I don't know if somebody do a crime. Now they trying to walk. I can't speak from that. What I can say that you guys are not answering is with the fight. Why y'all are not talking about the physical fight?
Because the physical
I
fight
did
has
talk about
nothing
the
to do
physical fight.
with
I addressed that
Tory
earlier.
Lanez shooting the gun.
Okay, y'all, we all
the gun.
cannot talk at the same time. Like, we cannot. All of y'all just start talking at once, and it just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But what I'm saying is, like, the reason that I didn't bring up the fight is because the man had also said Tory was also in that fight assaulting Megan. So I'm saying at that point, it still puts both of them in the heated situation where both of them could have shot her. That's what I'm saying. Like, the eyewitness said that Tory, the bodyguard, and Kelsey were all beating on Megan. It just wasn't a fight.
They was trying to get her back in the truck. He also said the first shot when
that's
it
not
went
what
off.
he said.
He said the first shot went off. He saw Tory that was still in the truck. He didn't see the short man.
He did not say that. Derek,
Check.
let me ask
Fact
you,
check.
where are you getting your
Okay,
information
well,
from?
let me do this real quick. I'll go. We'll just pause real quick. We'll take a trip over to Megan Kuniff, like, cause she's a neutral party. I won't go to Nicole Dillon because I know y'all hate her, and I know I won't go to Lawyers for Workers because I know y'all hate them. So I'll go to Megan Kuniff because she just was putting out the quotes and just allowing us to just make our own speculation. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're about to get into the guy's testimony. My God. Okay, y'all. I'm so sorry. This lady's been tweeting a lot since that had happened.
Yeah.
I just wanted
good luck finding it.
I just wanted to say about the fight, because he made a point about why we didn't talk about the physical fight. What I was saying earlier was that, to me, what makes that fight not as important was everything that Kelsey did after that. So when you talk about two women and cat fighting, I understand the mindset of her being very upset in the moment when she first hears in the car that her friend was sleeping with the guy she was sleeping with. But all of that she did after, as a woman, yeah, that makes sense to me. For her to be like, you know what, this has gone way out of control. This ain't even my dude for me to be out here doing all this. This nigga's out here shooting. My friend that got shot. This is ridiculous. So now she's checking on her friend like, girl, are you all right? Ain't no way in the world I would be doing all of that if I was really that upset. So yeah, initially she might have been upset. And regarding the witness, he said that the first flash went off near her, but he still never put the gun in Kelsey's actual hand. He said the flash just went off near her. And the prosecution's DNA witness refuted what the defense witness said. They said it's inconclusive is inconclusive. That does not exonerate Tory DNA from being on the gun at all. It just means because it was mixed with so many different samples, they can't come to a definitive conclusion that they can testify to in a court of law. That's all that means. So
Okay, like I understand. Let me just do this fact check for him real quick. We can go over Sean Kelly's testimony once again. Okay, let's do this real quick. So the Q&A between McDessian and Sean Kelly occurred after Kelly said he awoke to noises and saw two women violently fighting by the car. He saw a
Violently.
flash. He saw a flash and believes it was coming from one of the girls. Believes it was coming from one of the believes it was coming from one of the girls. They were
Okay.
pulling their hair and hitting one another. It was quite violent. Kelly said he saw the driver exit wearing all black and he joined the fight. Kelly was scared and he asked his son to come into his room. He testified several times that he saw a muzzle flash and heard what he thought were fireworks, but he believed the flashes were from a woman.
Thank you.
Listen to what I say. Believes
It don't
that, like,
matter,
it.
but it still
I'm
had
just telling
Tory.
you.
It still,
I'm
it's
just
still,
telling. I'm just
You,
saying. Let
you
me
got to
finish.
listen in totality, sir.
Let me
nah,
finish.
oh my
I'm
God.
saying when you say believe, that is not really admissible in the court because you have to have full. But listen to when he say believes from a woman, but he literally puts the gun concretely in Tory's hands as we continue this on. So believes from a woman. Did you see the muzzle flash? McDessian asked. Yes, Kelly answered. He added, about the same time that the smallest individual got out of the car. It only
Thank you.
worsened for McDessian. Kelly said the small guy got out about the time, all shouting. Kelly said, after the smallest guy got out of the car, I saw more flashes. He stuck with his testimony that the flashes started with, quote unquote, the girls. And he said he never heard anyone say dance bitch, which is what Meg testified.
Which
You
she
know,
was
Tori
lying.
said, oh, let me finish. You said you wanted me to give you, your facts.
It's proving my facts.
Let's continue. Kelly said, I just want to be clear. I never saw a gun. I just saw flashes. So we don't know if it was a gun or not. And he says he again testified that the flashes were from the girl. But he also says, but they were all together. They were very, very close. The short guy was very, very angry. So at this point, he's saying, I believe it could have came from the girl, but they were all close. So I'm not sure. I can't tell. Was the short guy was very angry. He was making a lot of noise. The thread broke, and we're going to continue it here. McDessian kept asking Kelly about him previously telling a defense investigator he saw Tory trying to take the gun, but Kelly testified today that the short guy he saw stepped out of the car and joined the fray, meaning the fight. They were fighting. They were all pulling each other, Kelly said. McDessian asked if he saw the shorter guy taking the gun from one of the women. He says, I never saw that. Kelly said the shorter guy was very angry and was shouting. He said that the flashes came from him, but caution, I never saw a gun. And then in exchange, that made everyone LOL. McDessian pressed Kelly about Tory taking the gun, and Kelly said, it's not like that. It's not like, excuse me, can I have the gun? It's my turn. Everybody laughed, and the judge had an amused look on his face as he waited for us to finish. Still, after all this, Kelly repeatedly testifies that he believes a woman fired the first shot. I
Thank
believe
you.
I saw
You
the girl
keep
shoot
going
first.
highlight believe, but he said, but it's the same thing
Okay,
when he
let me
believed.
You
finish.
still have to listen to the evidence in totality, sir.
But he didn't know she had a gun at the time. I believe it was fireworks. I said that they were both shooting, Kelly said. McDessian asked who was the first shooter. He said the girl, Kelly asked. But they were all fighting. The shorter guy was pushing and fighting both of the girls. Everyone was fighting, even the driver. That's when McDessian asked Kelly, sir, did you see the shorter guy with the gun in his hand? Kelly answered, yes. Then everyone started beating one girl, and Kelly said to me, it appeared that they were going to throw her in the river. It appeared to me that when I was on the phone that they were trying to kill her, Kelly said. He said he heard the driver say the police are coming and that they put the woman in the Escalade and left. Then came the cross. Now, this is what the prosecution started. This is when the prosecution started to ask him questions. Deputy DA Alexander Bott began by asking Kelly about his 911 call. He didn't report a woman shooting. He reported a group beating on a woman. Kelly said that the shorter guy was very agitated. So even in his 911 call, he didn't report that a woman shot the gun. I'm just putting it out there. Kelly said that the shorter guy was very agitated and had his arms outstretched. He was firing everywhere. He didn't have his arms above his head. He had his arms outstretched. He said that Tory Lanez was firing everywhere. How many shots did you see the short guy shoot? Bot asked. He says about 4 to 5. Kelly answered. The thread broke, and we're going to continue it here. Bot played home surveillance of the audio gunshots. Kelly testified about the shorter guy. He was, like I said, shooting. Afterwards, the woman on the ground was kicking all of the time. She was crawling and stumbling across the road. And the woman, who we know that is to be Megan, Bot also got out of Kelly more details about the girl he believes he saw shooting. I see what appears to be the girl shooting into the car. Then when the shorter guy was with the girl on the ground, he was yelling just a torrent of abuse. Bot asked Kelly, what exactly was the short guy saying, telling the witness there's no censorship in the court. Kelly, a white man with what sounds like a British accent, answered, it was all N-words and F this and F that. Then this was directed at the victim. Bot asked, all of them. He was going crazy, was really agitated. Kelly answered. Kelly said the same thing about Tory in the recross. He was highly agitated, shouting, a lot of swearing. Still, Kelly testified again. I believe the girl fired the first shot. Bot asked him, did that seem odd to you that the defense investigator started recording after he'd already made several statements? Kelly answered, this whole thing seems odd to me. Another thing about Kelly, he said his concern that night was his son, not the people outside, and this was traumatic. Some of what he said, jurors may know isn't true. The inside of the Escalade was not shot up, but his testimony became a wild card for the defense. I'm blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's continue. Okay,
No, I
so
think
I
that
think that's the end. So what I'm saying, so let me break down what I'm trying to say to you. Now, Megan was shot multiple times. One, like she had, you know, bullet fragments in both of her feet. You know, one on the left, one on the right. And he said that he believes, now this is not to be concrete, but he definitely didn't say he believed Tory shot. He said he saw Tory shoot 4 to 5 times. But I'm saying that even if Kelsey had shot once, what about the other foot that has the bullet in it? Then on top of that, we also have to take into an account that he was shooting everywhere. So you have some, so, and this is not say that we don't believe Kelsey had anything to do with this, because we definitely do. We definitely think it was completely idiotic to give her immunity. But then again, when you're trying to wrangle somebody in for a larger felony and you have somebody who was also in it, but they did smaller things, you would give them immunity to take in the bigger person. So that's how that happens. But I'm saying is that even if he said, I believe the girl shot first, after that, there were 4 to 5 shots more. And then those 4 to 5 shots had to have hit Megan, because there's no way Megan could have been hit twice by one bullet. So therefore, yes, we believe Kelsey also had something to do with this. Yes, we believe Kelsey had, like, you know, had something to do with this, but Tory did as well. It's not absolving him from anything. It's just also including Kelsey. But Kelsey was smart enough to get immunity, so she cannot be tried for any of this. But this in no way, shape, or form takes away any of the responsibility or any of the criminal intent from Tory out of this situation. It just adds Kelsey into it, is what I'm trying to say. And even then, is not very concrete, because he kept on saying, I believe, but when it came to Tory, he said, I saw it with my own eyes. He didn't say I saw the girl shoot first. He said, I believe she saw it, which means that, like, you know, it could have been, it could not have been. It's not a concrete statement as if he was talking about Tory. And that's what I'm trying to say. We're not saying that Kelsey is not guilty of something. We all know that she is. But we're saying that she has immunity. But we also saying that Tory is also implicated in this, if not more than Kelsey. And not even if not, but he's implicated more than Kelsey is. That's what I'm saying.
And you broke that down good as hell. Thank you.
Yep.
Y'all hit that
So
like
the possibility that she was shot by Tory is greater, because he shot 4 to 5 times versus that one that the man believed was the female.
I think the key thing that is being missed is on when he repeatedly said the first shot he believed came from the woman. That places Tory in the car. If we use logic, it was 2 women going at it for whatever. It wasn't even about Tory at this point. Whatever. She's sleeping with all these men, probably that she talked
Don't
to.
do
Who
that.
cares?
Don't do that. Don't
I'm
do
saying,
that.
I'm just saying, who
Don't do
cares
that.
about
Like,
it?
you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Why is that touchy for y'all though?
I mean,
It is
like,
what it
wait,
is.
wait,
It's
wait,
not
wait,
touchy
wait.
for if
Okay,
it was the other
y'all,
way
y'all,
around. Okay, well, let's get to
okay,
it.
wait.
So
Like,
now they're
let me.
fighting like cats and dogs.
I'm not trying to fight.
It's
Look,
two.
I muted.
It's
I'm
two
talking
women
to you.
fighting. It's two
It's just
women
me and you
fighting.
talking. It's just me and you
It's
talking.
two women fighting like cats and dogs. Tory frustrated. He jumps out the car, and that's when, again, being frustrated, and how we looking at it as brothers is that, hey, he's saying, why y'all cutting up like this, and y'all tripping, and he trying to break up the fight. Nope.
Is he? But like, that's not. But that's not what the witness said.
But the witness.
And the witness was
Okay.
Tory's witness.
Like Prosperity. Let me finish.
What the witness did say is what it started off with: two women fighting, physically fighting. Did the witness not say that?
Yes, the witness said that he saw two women violently fighting. We're not
Violently, but you don't highlight the word violently, y'all. I don't understand how y'all skip that. Like, oh no, it was, violently mean we were just playing
We're not
cupcake.
forgetting to highlight it. A fight is violent. What are you talking about?
No, some fights may not be, but we know that
Is there
fight
some
was.
non-violent fights?
Some fights are, according to Med, it was just a bump.
What physical fight is non-violent?
Well, we know that was a physical fight. The
But
bottom
I'm
line,
saying, of course, but he also
the bottom
said
line
Tory
is,
Lanez
it looked
joined
like
the fray.
that young lady, Kelsey, is 4'11", and Meg is 5'10". She was probably getting the best of her. It's still
But
not
I'm saying you're
proven
not going based on evidence.
but I can't get mine out, but you can get yours out.
Okay,
I stayed silent when you were trying to make your point, but I can't make my point.
Okay, make your point. Go ahead.
My point is this: in a fight that was violent, Meg was getting the best of her. That's why she got bruises and all that on her, and like her hair is out. I don't think that was Tory's gun. That's still not proving that the gun was his. It could have been the ladies. Because why would Tory need a gun and he had his bodyguard with him that night? We don't know if that still is Tory's gun. So what if the ladies, which EJ never proved, he said it when I packed the bag, it looked like it could have been a gun that was in the bag, which I didn't see a gun, but it looked like it could have been a gun. He never said it wasn't or not. That could have been a lady's gun. One young lady he did say she went to the car. One young lady is beating up the other young lady. That would give her every intent up under the influence to go grab a gun that she knows that's in the car or in the bag to now shoot the gun. No one ain't thinking like that though.
I'm going based on the actual witness testimony that is actual facts and evidence, like you said that you wanted in the beginning.
And
I'm not trying to speculate on what it could be.
You don't have to speculate because he said the first shot looked like it came from the female.
Yes, but he said I believe, but he said the 4 to 5 shots came from Tory. What was Tory shooting for?
That's just it, to break up the fight, because you have two young ladies.
But like I'm saying, how are you breaking up? Like, how are you breaking up a fight by this time you got the gun? So I'm saying, why would you be shooting everywhere, even in the direction of the people that you're trying to break the fight up with?
And that's allegedly shooting it. Like we don't know.
Okay.
Allegedly shooting in the direction.
But like it could be alleged for that. But you know, when it comes to the violent fight, that can't be alleged.
No, because we know that actually happened.
How?
It was a fight.
How do we know?
Because of the bruises that was on her.
I mean, she took
pictures of her own.
Okay,
she took
so
pictures
you made
of her
your
own
point,
bruises.
and now you're talking over me.
Well,
you
because
said,
you're saying,
but
how
like
did we know it was violent?
in her September testimony, she said Tory Lanez did that to her, and that also
and
aligns
that was
with
a lie.
and that also aligns to what the witness said when he said that Tory Lanez joined the fray and started beating both of them up.
Now, see. Both of them are bigger than Tory in size. Now,
no, they're not.
Now we get into
Tory is like, what are you talking about? Kelsey is 4'11".
Exactly, but we talking about weight wise. That boy is only every bit of 130 pounds. Man.
Oh my God.
So as far as weight wise, they bigger than him, and weight wise, he wasn't beating up two women that's bigger than him. Like, stop this now. Seriously.
So wait, so now because if a girl is fatter, she's stronger.
I ain't saying fatter, but I mean,
that is what you're saying.
Oh, okay. So now you saying that a guy could just manhandle a woman that may, have him in size. He wasn't out there manhandling nobody. The bottom line was it was two women fighting.
Looking at Kelsey, she did get her ass beat.
Yeah, for Megan.
But how you gonna say that when the witness said that he saw Tory beating her ass?
Because he said the two ladies started off fighting.
Okay, then he said Tory Lanez joined the fray.
Bodily fighting. Doing the bodily fighting, Megan was beating her ass.
Okay, he never said Megan was beating her ass.
Oh my God.
He never said that.
Oh wow. Okay, so you want to take from the conclusion that he said that
I'm just
Tory
saying he
was
never
beating
put
her,
a name on who was beating who. He just said two women were violently fighting, pulling hair.
and you disregard that as if it's not a motive for that to now escalate with a gunshot. Where did it start from? It started from the fight. No
Okay,
one is
already
acknowledging that.
stipulated that. No, we already stipulated that.
Point blank in the period, though, which you're missing the most about this, nobody has been tried for fighting. That's pointless.
Oh, of
What's being tried is the gunshots. Tory, he said he saw Kelsey believe that she shot once. But he said he saw Tory Lanez shoot 4 to 5 times. Megan has been shot in both of her feet. So you get one bullet. We can give it to Kelsey. She shot in one foot.
She was not directly shot in her feet. Can we please clarify? She was not directly shot in her
the other foot?
None of her foot was directly shot. It was a bullet ricochet.
It doesn't have to be direct. It doesn't have to be direct.
Well, you're right about that.
That's
but let's not say like she was shot.
Shrapnel. No, but medically, the surgeon testified to removing gunshot. Essentially, that was shrapnel. What it sounds like is that the bullets hit the pavement and exploded by her feet.
Right.
So no, they didn't. They did not pull a whole slug out of her foot. No, they did not do that.
Correct.
They pulled out shrapnel. But the surgeon said she has shrapnel in both ankles. So even I already stipulated the whole thing about the fight. I understand Kelsey being pissed off. You find out your best friend is smashing the same dude you're trying to talk to. But even if she went and got the first shot off, that still doesn't account for the second shot. But what does account for it is the witness saying that Tory's shooting indiscriminately. I am 5'2". Tory is my height. If I shoot a gun straight in the air, by the time it comes down, it's not going to explode like that. But the witness said his arm was extended. If I'm shooting it out in front of me, because I'm already so short, that bullet can easily hit the ground because I'm already lower to the ground. I'm short. Me and Tory the same height.
And then let's also not forget this fact. He never said that he saw, Tory Lanez take the gun from her or struggle with the gun, but he saw shooting from who he believes to be the girl when all of them were close together. But then he saw Tory Lanez shoot 4 to 5 times. So it's a possibility that the girl never had the gun anyway, because he never once said that he saw a transfer of the firearm from the girl to the guy. Nor did he ever say.
He stressed 4 to 5 times that he believed the gunshot first was with the two ladies. He stressed that.
No. He did not say that. Can
no,
you please
didn't.
stop
Oh my
saying
God!
that?
He just said he
did not
believed
say
that
that.
it came from the. He said, "I believe
No.
it
He
did
came
not
from the.
say
It
that.
came
He
from the
just
ladies."
read it to you.
The first one did, yeah, but not
That's
the
my
last
point.
one.
Right. I'm only on the first one.
No,
one.
you said 4 to 5 times.
What I think, and I'm not justifying Tory actions at all. None of us are. What I am saying is that what is being disregarded is Meg actions. That when they was on their way home, she should have stayed. She should have stayed home. She didn't have to come back. She only came back with a mindset to do something.
Derek,
But what about the 4 to 5 shots though?
I'm not disregarding that. I get it. That part, ladies, I don't have any on a 4 to 5.
So
what I think
that
Tory lost his cool when the two ladies was going at it.
Of all of this, because that's what he went to jail for: gross negligence with a firearm. He didn't go to jail for attempted murder. He didn't go to jail for kidnapping. He went to jail for gross negligence, which you said you don't have any argument for a firearm. So what's the whole point of all of this?
I didn't say I didn't have no argument for the fire. I'm placing the gun in Kelsey's hand.
Okay, but the witness placed the gun in Tory's hand. now what?
He also believed that he also said believe. You like to highlight believe that he believed the young lady had it first.
Okay, but my point is she got immunity. We believe that she also shot the gun.
And that make her innocent?
No, it don't make her innocent. That's what we're saying. We don't think that Kelsey innocent, but we also don't think that Tory innocent. They both did it.
But how y'all bashing it, y'all acting like it's a clear-cut dry case, though. That's what I'm getting at.
The only clear-cut dry case is that Tory Lanez shot this gun based on his own witness testimony.
And Jeremy, the defense attorney flat out asked the witness that. He said, "Did you see Tory?" Because that's what they were building the case on. That Tory was trying to break up the fight. He said, "Did you see Tory take it out of her hand?" He said, "No, I did not see that." He said that very clearly. Like, I don't understand why y'all keep running with that. The defense, he asked him that point blank, and that man said, "No, I did not see that."
We feel, well, because what is also was said, he changed up his testimony when the prosecutors took him upstairs.
You got that.
And
You got that from his daddy. You know the
Yeah,
daddy that
I
was
didn't
also
talk. I
sitting
didn't
up-
get that from his dad.
Where
It
did
was
you get
other
that from?
it was other bloggers talk. It was other bloggers talking about
And
that
that's
as
the
well.
problem.
Miller Groves
That's the
Graham and
problem.
DJ
You're
Academics.
listening to biased people.
What made
That's
them
the
d-
problem. That's the
What
Well,
happened?
problem.
I mean,
Teachers.
let's talk about the fact that Miller Groves Grahams was babysitting his kids in the hallway.
Yeah, but that's not. She wasn't babysitting. his
Yes, she
kids, man.
was. Multiple
on, y'all.
people also said they saw her do that.
So she
had
wasn't
his
report. So you all are going to discredit that she didn't do a good job reporting what was
I
actually said
don't
in the
think
courthouse.
that
Absolutely
she did.
not.
And the
Oh
way
my
that she's
God.
backpedaling and pussy popping on a lot of the way she's backpedaling. Have you saw her latest video that she did with Armand Wiggins?
She said what she said, and I believe, and a whole lot of other people believe, she did a great job.
Okay,
And I'm going to give her props for that.
Well, you go ahead. You the only one
I
to
don't
go
think that
ahead.
she did a
I'm
great
not the only
job. She
one.
can barely
DJ
articulate a
academics
thought.
feel the same way.
Oh,
There's a
now I
lot
know
of
you
us
crazy. You just said lack of academics. Oh, you got it.
God.
You got it. You won.
A whole lot of people feel that she did a great job.
She didn't do a great job. She could barely articulate a thought.
The one that
that's
I was
true. She did some
watching,
cussing, but besides
who
the
was
cussing, she
completely
did a great
unbiased
job.
and all it is was Pamela Esquire, the defense attorney from Detroit. That's the one who I watch. I'm not watching DJ Academics and Tory Lanez who going on private meetings with Tory Lanez and holding Tory Lanez's daughter and son's hands and shit like that. I ain't got time for that. I just want somebody
ladies.
who has no ties to anything.
So, ladies, if that's all what you saying is all on Tory, why that same day Meg cut her best friend off? You know why, ladies?
Said that we did not say it's all on.
I'm asking
wasn't
a question
it
to
wasn't
you.
the same day.
I'm asking a question. Why did Meg cut Kelsey off?
She should have cut. She should have. If what happened, if that Kelly guy said that they were beating that girl, they had jumped that girl.
Oh,
if my friend had to jump me, you damn right I'm cutting her off.
I don't. If they would have jumped, Meg would have been seriously brutal with a lot of injuries with two guys jumping on her. It was girl on girl fight. And what I am saying, going back to the gunshot.
Did you listen to the witness statement? He said that after that, the woman who was crawling, they jumped on her. He thought they was going to kill her.
No, and see, that's when it really just got crazy. They was trying to get her back in the vehicle. They weren't trying to. Come on now.
I mean, but no, he definitely said before the cops were called and they picked her up and brought her in the vehicle that they were whooping her ass and he thought that they were gonna kill her. He said that was before.
Kill her and throw her in the lake.
But
oh
this
my
is my
God.
thing.
I mean, in the river.
Even if they were trying
and y'all
to get
believe
her,
that part too, right?
I mean, okay, so what part are we allowed to believe? Only the parts that you want us to?
No.
Jeremy, can I say
not
one thing
at
real
all.
quick?
But what I am saying at the end of the day is that why y'all still have not answered my question.
You haven't answered mine though.
Why did Meg cut Kelsey off, ladies? Please tell me, ladies, since y'all have a like it's a sister bond. Why did Meg cut Kelsey off?
I just told you why.
She just told you.
No, that wasn't why. Because ladies fight all the time, apparently. That was not why.
But not when you jumping me. You sitting up here with the guy who shot me, who I believe shot me, and you're jumping on me with that dude. You damn right I'm gonna cut you off.
Hold on, wait. So you just asked us a question as women. We answered you as women, and now you're telling us we don't know what we're talking about because you know better than how women fight.
I'm not
like
saying
we told you what it was. I already answered a lot of
Meg know the truth that her girl shot her, and that's why it went to like, nah, I don't want nothing
it's sad that you can't even do the math on this. We talking about one shot. This guy put off 5 shots. You can't do the math.
Allegedly put off.
No, it ain't allegedly. This was Tory Lanez's witness that testified.
You don't have to say allegedly because he's been.
So why wasn't it not the state witness, ladies? Why was it not the state witness?
But it was his witness that said it.
Because
that makes it even more damning.
That's what made it bad.
That's what makes it more
doesn't
damning.
make it bad. He changed his testimony.
So listen, they also said if the defense calls on a witness and like gains him before the prosecution can, then the prosecution can't call him. You can't subpoena the same witness on both sides. So if the defense had already subpoenaed the neighbor, then the prosecution wouldn't need to subpoena him.
Because they all get a chance to do cross.
That's the reason why he wasn't called.
I would think you know that. You talking like an investigative reporter.
No, I'm talking like it, but not y'all.
You talking like a child support court expert. That's
Now
what
I'm
you talking like.
No, I don't have no knowledge of child support. I'm not in it. What I am trying to say at the end
But
of
clearly
the day,
you don't have knowledge of how the jury is supposed to deliberate either.
We as black men as a whole feel he got a raw deal. And
don't
a
say
lot
that.
of legal
Don't
experts.
Don't say as a whole.
Didn't agree.
Do not say
We
as
do.
a whole.
We don't.
No.
But there was a
You
black
do.
man up here that didn't agree with you.
Okay, but I also point out
that's why I
something that
say
the police
majority.
officer said.
I'm not.
Can
He has his
also
opinion.
point
He
that
has
out?
his opinion.
Let me point this out too. You said that the 4 or 5 shots was allegedly. The police officer testified that when he found the gun sitting at Tory's feet on the front passenger side of the vehicle, it was warm. Let me finish. It was warm. Not only was it warm, but it was locked to the open position, and the clip was empty. So I don't know however many rounds would fit into that particular gun or whatever the caliber was or any of that was. But the point is, the gun was empty. So I don't understand how you can say, okay, the police officer is telling you the gun is the police officer is testifying that the gun is empty. The witness is saying that there were at least 4 to 5 shots, but you're still calling it allegedly. How is that an allegedly?
What color was the gun, ladies? What
They
color
said
was
it
the gun?
they said it was a green gun.
Thank you. So
And guess what Tory's favorite color
So
is?
do y'all believe that was the lady's gun or Tory gun? It being a green
What does
gun.
that have to do with anything?
Oh, now, logic has to do with this. Do y'all believe Tory was?
You're not speaking logic, sir.
How I'm not.
You're not at all.
You are not speaking logic because clearly you are very biased. You are very biased. If you're looking at it from a non-biased perspective and you're listening to all the testimony, like I said, you're only getting bits and pieces from these vloggers. Even Miss Milagro,
the color of the gun. Y'all said it was green.
even Miss Milagro, you only getting bits and pieces, and you're not getting the full statement. Now, if you want to think logically and come out your feelings, then you will be able to see how he got convicted. And I believe that the reason why a lot of these brothers, even though they're keeping a lot of their opinions to themselves, the reason why they all of a sudden starting to quiet down is because now that they're out of their feelings, they can really look at it logically without feelings and see how that came about.
We
and how that came about was that he shot off that gun.
We hold Tory accountable for leaving with 2.
He shot that gun.
Okay, y'all. This is like
that's what he's being charged with for shooting that gun.
Like,
we hold
if you would have said the gun was pink with glitter and rhinestones on it, then
ain't no man carrying no green. Ain't no man carrying no green gun. Stop
what are
this.
you talking about? Half of the damn military does.
Oh, not military. So not Tory's military now.
I ain't saying he's military. I'm just saying that's a masculine color. When does green become a woman color?
Had access to what?
That wasn't a bodyguard
Like,
gun.
what does green have to
that
do
would
with
have been
anything?
that wasn't a bodyguard gun. That was the lady's gun.
Jeremy,
That's what it has to do with it.
Wait.
And he was charged with that.
Okay, y'all. We gotta allow people a chance to speak real quick.
Jeremy,
What do you have to say to Feisty?
Derek, are you streaming the music?
Okay, Feisty.
I just had a question, Jeremy. That's it.
How you did all of that just to ask that?
Yes, I need to know if he's streaming the music.
No, I don't listen to Tory music. No.
Okay.
I'm only on the court case that he got a raw deal on. That's all I'm on.
You and those other black men should stream the music. That'll help a lot.
And black women too that are behind him.
But you know what? He did fire off that gun, and that was one of the charges. That he recklessly fired off and he was carrying an unregistered gun. He is a felon, sir. Derek, he is a felon, and he is not allowed to be around or carry an unregistered gun. You just said it yourself. If it was the bodyguards, it would have been registered. He had a gun. He got charged, and you cannot take that because you refuse to accept logic.
What was he a felon on? Can anybody pull up? What was he previously?
It doesn't matter.
He had a diversion. He had a diversion that he was never.
He's a felon on gross negligence with a firearm, possessing a firearm in a vehicle. And
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying prior to the case. Y'all keep saying he was
Okay,
a
so
felon.
Derek, why
He's
was
a
he on
felon
house
until he
arrest before
complete
the-
his requirements of probation. Now that I do know. Like I said,
He was
when
never
I
on probation,
came
that is
on, I
false.
explained that I have a son who's in jail.
He was
So
in a diversion. He was never
a
placed on probation.
diversion that is still on your record until you complete all the conditions of a probation. And then if this is your first time, they will wipe that. He was not finished. He was still on probation.
Okay. And
And
on
what do
house arrest.
you mean and? He
And?
had
What do
an
you mean?
unregistered weapon. Guilty. Did he
Again, that
fire
was not-
off?
that
A
was not-
felon
that
is
was
not
not-
supposed to
that was
handle
not
a
his
weapon.
That was not his weapon. They never proved that.
He still is not supposed to handle a weapon, sir.
Okay.
He's a felon.
That right there. I understand that part, but as far
That's
as that
logic.
being-
Well, that's what he got
His
convicted
own
for.
witness testified that he fired off a weapon. Bam, there it goes. That's the second charge proven.
So
If you understand that, then
I
he
do,
didn't
I
get a
do,
raw
I do,
deal.
I
Then
do.
he did not get a raw
I
deal.
do.
They
Ladies,
convicted him of what he actually did.
I do understand with what y'all saying with the witness placing the gun in his hands. What I'm
And that
asking
was
the
his witness.
What? Well, don't say that. That was really the prosecutor witness.
No,
Okay.
that was his witness. His
What?
defense team
What I am
called
saying-
that
la-
man.
ladies,
They
what was
already
Meg-
knew what that man was going to
Ladies,
say.
Ladies, I'm curious. What was Meg accountability? Do she hold any responsibility in this? What took place that night? I'm just asking. Curious.
Meg wasn't
The
on
only
trial.
thing that she holds accountable for is a moral sense. But as far as
Wow.
getting shot in the foot,
A moral.
she did not do that.
Unbelievable. All right, ladies. I
She
tried.
did not do that.
I
And
tried,
you're
ladies,
sitting
to
up here
try like
bringing
that.
in
The Lord.
bringing
She
in
should-
things
she
that
never
don't
should have
even
brought her
amount
hot
to
butt-
anything.
She never should have brought her hot butt back to that house that night.
Not now one of them should have been out there. It was COVID. It was COVID. If they all had their asses at
Tory was
home,
good.
none of this would have happened.
Tory was good. He wasn't bothering nobody. He was good.
Listen, if Tory had his butt at home during COVID,
He was at home. He was at
No, he
Kelly's
wasn't.
house.
He
made
was at
that his
Kylie
home
Jenner's
for that
house.
night. That's my point. He was at.
he wasn't
so-
at home then.
Yes, but he was chilling. He wasn't.
He wasn't at home. If he had kept his behind at home, he wouldn't even been in this.
So more. Okay. So her not. You know.
So
her acting
keep
fuck-
accountability. Keep it.
Not her
Keep
acting
it. You
fuck
want to put
wild
all
that
the blame on Meg, but
No,
he
I'm
was
not.
out
I'm
there
not.
too, and he
I'm
was
not.
playing messy
Meg-
too.
I'm not putting all
Meg
the
can-
blame on Meg.
Yes,
but
you
I hear
are.
no blame, but I hear no blame from y'all about Meg. I just hear
Because
about
we're
we
talking
blaming her
about
for
the
what?
facts,
Blaming her
sir.
for what?
Oh,
We're
the
not
facts.
talking about was she a
Facts.
bad friend? Probably.
Oh, a bad
Probably.
friend.
Was she
No, it's
messy?
more than that.
Probably.
Probably.
Yes. But that
Oh,
had
okay.
nothing to do with her getting shot.
It led up to the incident, and that.
And what is
Leading
her
up
accountability?
is not
Okay, I
who
have a
did it.
So
question.
like, did you
I
want her
have
to
a
catch
question.
did you want her to catch a
Like,
felony
yeah,
for
what
being
is
a
the
hoe? Like, is that what you
No, I
want?
didn't.
Like,
It's not about
That's
that.
what he wants. That's what he wants,
I
Jeremy.
That's what they all want.
I don't care. I don't care.
They wanted to
about-
catch a felony for being a hoe.
It had nothing to do with that. It's not about that. It's about her.
Right. Her
Yeah,
being
her
a hoe has
behavior.
nothing to do with her
It's
feet
not
getting
about
shot,
that.
getting
That's all right.
injured.
That seemed like it.
At
That
this
seemed
point,
like
we don't know
that.
what your
Y'all
point
let-
is.
That
like,
seemed
y'all
like
let-
that
like,
only
let-
matters to
y'all gotta-
y'all
y'all gotta-
about who she's sleeping with.
you guys
We
gotta
don't
tell-
care.
No, we're just being logical.
We talking
We're
about her
being
behavior.
how you
We talking
men
about- we
claim
talking
that
about her
you guys are
behavior.
supposed to
y'all,
be.
That's why she got kicked out
y'all, we have
out of
to
the girl
allow-
house.
Okay, y'all, we gotta allow each other the chance to speak. I understand that we're all feeling very emotional about this and very heated. But y'all, we cannot like talk over each other because it's just gonna sound like a whole bunch of yelling to the listeners. Okay, but like y'all go ahead, like one at a time.
That's
have
why
a
she
question.
got kicked
I
out.
just
the
like
lady-
I
that's
told-
why she
like
got
I
kicked
said-
out
I have
the
a
lady
question.
house because of her behavior.
Okay, can I ask a question? You keep talking about women are holding her accountable, and men keep saying that. What exactly does accountability look like here? Because there are actual laws that were broken by Tory that
Let
the
me tell you.
prosecution hauled. Wait a minute, that the prosecution hauled him into court and could actually prove beyond a reasonable doubt was
They ain't do no
exactly what they
reasonable doubt.
did. Yes,
No, they
well, then why they get a guilty verdict?
That's why Kelsey took the
Then
field
why they get a guilty
and they
verdict? Then?
gave
If there
her
was
a
reason
deal.
about that,
It
why
wasn't no
they give
reason.
a guilty verdict then?
So let me
Then they
answer
would have
that.
convicted him. That makes absolutely no sense. But what was she supposed to do accountability wise in a court of law?
He don't know.
Nothing, because there's nothing. What are you charging her with? Charging her for what? Showing her ass at Kylie's house? And not only that, but why couldn't Tory's a grown man. I don't understand why he had to leave with them anyway.
That don't even make no sense. If he wanted to sit there and chill with Kylie, then he could have just sat there and chilled with Kylie. He didn't have to
Kylie put him out.
He even have been there if Meg did not call
No,
him.
I'm talking about before Meg. I'm talking about before Meg went back.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm saying what he.
And Derek, do you know one of his favorite colors is green though? Why you sitting here talking?
I can't talk.
Wouldn't have a green gun. One of his favorite colors is green.
That don't. Again, what guy y'all know carrying around a damn green gun? Can y'all stop?
Tory
gun
and
all right, y'all. This like
there are green guns, there are can guns.
Like
like,
this
that
is
don't
some
even make no
gaslighting.
sense. That don't
Like
even make no
we
sense.
like,
but you still haven't answered.
All right.
But he still haven't answered the question.
I can't talk because it's 10 against 1. All I'm saying,
really
ladies,
not.
at the end of the day, we're not trying to discredit what Tory part.
See, this is his father. He's in Canada trying to talk to us. That's why his connection keep going out. And
we're not discrediting that what Tory part in is. What we are saying, he got a raw deal. Period.
He didn't get a raw deal. He got charged. He got charged with the charges they could prove. He shot the gun. Bam. Yep, that was proven.
They didn't prove
that was proven. That he shot the gun. 2, that he had an unregistered, the vehicle was his. He had an unregistered weapon, and he is a felon. And until he completes, and I do know about diversion, I definitely know about diversion. And until he completes the full terms of his probation, he is still considered a felon.
Then why Kelsey didn't say?
And one of the rules of being a convicted felon is that you cannot have or use weapons. 2 of them right there has been proven. But you don't want to accept that because you're in your feelings. And you keep saying that we're not talking logically.
You're not. Why Kelsey didn't stay on the stand that he did it? How come
she said I didn't know? She didn't say he did not do
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. I tried. Y'all don't want to understand logic and look at the whole bigger picture.
Because what the jury went in to deliberate ain't what you're talking about.
If Derek wants to leave because we're not understanding his logic, we cannot do anything to stop that.
It's not my logic. Y'all ain't understanding.
The jury went in and deliberated what they were supposed to, which was the facts pertaining to the
putting away a
charges.
black man, which is not giving a black man a fair trial and locking up a black man. That's what the jury
Locking
did.
up a black man? You mean a black man that's running around here who's a felon or who's on probation and still getting in trouble?
No, meaning a black man that should
have. And that negligence charge is completely corroborated by
we're going in circles, repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm over it.
He's doing it on purpose.
I want to thank all you guys for coming. Coming up. I really appreciate it. I'm wrapping this up. It's 3 hours and almost 40 minutes. We're all just repeating the same things over and over again. Like he's asking the same question, it's getting answered. He's asking it again, diverting. I don't have time for this. I gotta go. I've been on here for 3.5 hours.
I don't know about y'all.
But I want to thank all y'all for watching this. I want to thank all y'all for participating. And y'all, at the end of the day, listen. Believe what you want to believe, but at the end of the day, the nigga was convicted and found guilty. So it's nothing else to really argue about. Help that nigga with that appeal. Okay. At the end of the day, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. I definitely plan on doing the same. All right. So much love to all of y'all. Y'all can hop down now.
And Jeremy, I still want to say thank you for being a platform that's trying to hold people accountable and being the comments that you made.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Leah.
Thank you. You take care.
All right, you too. Whoo, child. This was a lot. This was a lot for me. This was a lot. Lord Jesus, it was a lot. I'm gonna have to change the title of this because I thought it was just gonna be about Tory Lanez's father having a meltdown, but I'm also have to talk about the whatchamacallit? What's the name of it? Petition. All right, y'all. I'm tired. Okay, I'm about to go to bed. But much love, much peace to every single one of y'all. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. You are important. You are special. and like you are loved. If nobody ever told y'all, I love you. Okay, so like I'll give y'all a hug. Oh, okay. Hopefully y'all felt that, cause I know I did. All right, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day, and baby, I definitely plan on doing the same. Peace.